The clock is live, the digital sands begin to slip. 3 minutes on the dial, time to tighten up the grip. I'm watching the waiting room climb from 10 to 55. Just a man in his webcam trying to feel alive. Check the levels, check the lights, we're coming in hot.
Don't forget to hit the bell.
Give it everything you've got, we've got a long way to go before the screen goes black. So settle in, get comfortable, there's no turning back.
2:30 left.
And the sidebar is starting to glow.
Is the mic on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm putting on a show.
Shout out to user 23
For the $5 green pop-up, that's a latte in the tank, keep filling up the cup.
I'll eat a ghost pepper if we hit the goal tonight.
Anything for the algorithm, anything to stay in sight.
The time is ticking slower than a dial-up connection.
Feed the beast, give it all of your undivided affection.
2 minutes flat, the pressure's rising with the heat.
I'm reading every comment while I'm bouncing to the beat.
Read my name for 20 bucks.
You know I'm gonna do it.
There's a rhythm to the hustle and we're power sliding through it.
I got bills, you got boredom, it's a fair enough trade. This is how the modern day miracles are made. Is it content?
Is it art?
Or just a well-lit stall?
2 minutes of stalling.
And I'm standing fairly tall. Seconds. 90 seconds, halfway there, let's keep the energy high.
If you want the secret lore,
You gotta give the tear a try.
see the skeptics in the back.
Claiming it's a bit too stiff, but look around the platform, man.
Everyone's still in the grift.
From the gurus in the mansions to the gamers in the shed.
We're all just spinning yarns to keep the followers fed.
Yeah, everyone's doing it.
Don't act so surprised.
The whole world is just a product, neatly sized and advertised. 1 minute to the wire, the stickers flying fast and loud.
Digital umbrella for the raining neon cloud.
It's a carnival of pixels, it's a marketplace of win.
We're all just paddling hard before the signal starts to dim.
60 seconds of relevance,
60 seconds of fame.
type F in the chat.
If you're glad that you came.
The countdown is a vacuum pulling pennies from the floor. Wait, don't leave yet.
I've got so much more in store.
30 seconds on the board, let's see one more milestone met.
The most expensive thank you that we haven't landed yet.
Ethics are a luxury when you're chasing every cliff.
But hey, don't look at me.
Everyone's doing the grift. Check the merch link in the bio, buy the hoodie, buy the hat.
Tell your friends, tell your enemies.
Let's have a little chat.
The colors are fading.
The resolution's getting thin.
This is where the ending starts.
And the silence enters in.
10, 9, 8.
The countdown's at the door.
7, 6, 5.
We couldn't ask for more.
4, 3.
Wait, another super chat? Thanks.
2, 1.
0.
Cut the feed.
Good day, YouTube, and I hope you all can hear me. And I've put a link in the chat if anyone wants to jump on and join us. Please, you're more than welcome, as you know. Hello, Bluebell. Hello, Bad Wolf, the man. Hello, Alan. Hello, Craig. I hope you're doing well, my man. And quite obviously, Doka. But how are you all going today, guys? And is there any feedback on my sound? Am I okay? Oh, God, I don't know if you're hearing me. Are you hearing me? So. Cheers, Bad Wolf. Thank you, Craig, as well. Thank you, Doka. Hello, Wise Man 3. Hope you had a good holiday, my man. Oh, good. I'll try to invite guests. You know me, guys. I'm a bit Dolly Dimple on all of this. But I have put the link in. And that should, so if anyone wants to jump in, please, you're more than welcome. But I mean, what a mess we're in, eh, guys? Oh, bloody hell. I mean, are we going to have a general election or are we not? And what are we going to do if there is a general election called within the next week or two? I mean, I don't think Restore are in the position to do anything. So there's got to be unification on the right, but I don't know how. I don't know where. So anyone with ideas on that one, I mean, don't get me wrong. If it's 2029, it's Restore all the way. Any other position, i.e. police chiefs and mayor positions, we go Restore all the way. But on the big one, I mean, I think we're about 300 MPs short, you know, to put up and stand and get everything going. What, within like, I mean, I don't know. What do you guys think? But I'll tell you one thing that I mean, I don't know, Andy Durham might have read the room and come in for all we know, prove us all wrong and reverse what's happening and become our saviour. I don't know. But I mean, something's got to be done about this open border scenario. Hello there, Saxon. There's a link in there, my friend. If you want to jump on, mate, you're more than welcome. I've put it up in the chat there. Yeah, I'm doing fine, Wise Man 3. Yeah, I'm doing fine, mate. Thank you. Doe, could you think it'll run full term? If it runs full term, well, then it's a result for us in a way, isn't it? Because then it's a time to get. It can't get any worse. I mean, he is a lib. I mean, he wants to go back into the EU, but that's what they were doing anyway. I just think he's just another yes man that's been put in because the other yes man is just too much controversy around him. Because quite obviously, it ain't our governments or them people, it's someone else pulling the strings. You're trying to cool down, enjoy it while you can. Enjoy it while you can, the weather. Okay, Saxon, me old mate. At the moment, no, not a chance. That would Restore, Alan. If it's Restore at the moment on a general election, I don't think we have got a chance, no. And I mean, that's when we'd have to put on our thinking caps, if you know what I mean, and think how we're going to box clever on this, because this is a right little bastard game of chess, if you know what I mean. As I say, we play them at their own game, useful idiots. But I'm hoping Doka might be right. He'll go his full term. It can't get much worse, can it, guys? It's just going to be more tax, more poverty, more unaliving, more everything. And then we just hang it until 2029 and then get restoring. And by God, that's going to be a big job. It's going to be a big job. Listen, Michael, Rupert really impresses me. No ends. He's got answers. He's got costings. He's got it down into. He doesn't. It's no political legal shit. It's just straight brass tacks. It's just how it's going to be done, how it can be done, and it is achieved. How it be costed, and I've got all faith in him. But I ain't got any faith in the timescales and him not doing a cardinal mistake with it. Everyone's going to be at him because he's, well, what I can find, he's sort of the best we've got to anti-establishment at the moment. But, I just worry because Burnham's just in there. He's been parachuted in just to carry on destroying the country, as that other idiot's just been doing. Exactly. That's what I think. See, you're right there as well. I think they're petrified of an election because they would, wouldn't they? I mean, who in their right mind votes Labour after everything they've done? Isn't there a human or a person that has not been affected? I mean, sometimes, yeah, it's just the rich the Labour start on and the working man's, but they have taken off everyone. Wiseman 3, Makersfield, isn't it? Makersfield or Makersfield, how you pronounce it. That was a triumph for me, right? And there was no chance of winning, but we polled in at 6.8 for a 4-month-old party. That was wonderful. We came third. We beat the Conservatives. We beat the Lib Dems. We beat the Greens. Okay? There was no vote splitting. if you added on what we had, they still got beat by Labour. Who in their right mind votes Labour? You know, now we're on the map. Now the people will realise there's an alternative. Now it's up to the people and the Restore people to get the word out there, because social media and social media platforms ain't going to win you a general election. But I honestly believe there'll be a groundswell and everyone will turn out, just like Brexit 10 years ago. And once that curtain's drawn, I think he's going to get the vote, because he speaks the language what people want to hear. Because people, got to remember, we're a nice, tolerant people. We are. There's no ifs or buts. It's proven. But you don't bite the hand that feeds you all the time. And people they're trying to take over. It's so obvious. And if you don't see it, well, there's something wrong with you. Exactly, Doka. The way he says the form. Yeah, I think reform would have to be a stepping stone. And with that, I would see also, Doka, that it was a win-win for us, because they will be there, and what they would do, they will slow down the vote. And we all got our own suspicions of what they're about, and people are still naive to it. If they go in and prove what we all think they are, then people will organically go to Restore. If they go in and prove everything that they say they are, and they ain't watered down, and they ain't BSs and, you know, another uni party, well, I'd happily eat my hat, wouldn't you? Because then we're all in a win-win. You know, and that's why I was surprised Scotland didn't go for them. Craig, you and your songs, man. Jesus Christ. So, yeah, I mean, who is Andy? I mean, look at the state of Manchester. I just don't understand it. I don't know. I call it cowardice, weakness, doctrine, brainwashed. But the way people still think that Labour are doing a good thing, I don't know. I mean, if you're into economies, they ain't doing that properly. You're into defence, they're not doing that. They don't do nothing properly. And they're the only party I've ever known that's come in with a manifesto, and everything on it has been false. It's fraudulent, and they've got into power. I mean, for that alone, they should be removed. Exactly, Michael. Exactly. I've got bloody flying, yeah. But exactly right. I mean, restore. I don't know. And also, there's another thing. There's another thing. When that Makefield, whatever that by-election was going on, and Restore got on the map, there was another few that were going on up here. Now, there was one particular place. The last time the Tories held the seat there was in 1963. Well, now they're holding a seat there, and they're the Tories, and they got taken up, they've been voted out, and they beat the SNP. So that gives me an idea for them to, that far up north, because they despise the Tories, and for them to vote them in, people are really wanting change. People are desperate, but people are coward to say anything, and that's our duty, to put our heads above the parapet and crack on with it. Hello, lady. How you doing? Exactly, Mike. They're only 4 months old. 4 months old. It's amazing. I smile. I mean, people say, "Oh, is that 6.8 we're polling at?" And that was out of our safe seats. And we went up to the red wall and we polled that. I mean, that is a good showing, guys. Don't underestimate what happened. Yes, they've destroyed the Tories and the Greenlists. She would say, Doka, you got some class names for these parties. Hello there, Paul. How are you, me old mate? You ain't falling in a drink, I hope not. You lunatic. That man's content, I'll tell you what, guys, he just cracks me up on it. Him in his boat with his dog, bouncing up and down, doing his community patrol. He makes me laugh. It's historic. Yeah, it is historic. Yeah, Michael, you've got to remember, in Reform's first by-election, they had half the majority of the country wasn't split between them and the Restore, because we found out what they're like. People have wisened us up. But I'm surprised that people are so still listening to it. You know, I mean, just go and have a look on who's bold on board. But they've got the infrastructure at the moment, and they might have to be our useful idiots until the big one, if the one come earlier. But I'm hoping that they're all scared to lose their jobs, as some might have said, and Doka said they won't call an election. And if it's 2029, well, Restore's going to crash it, mate. They're going to smash it out of the park. Now, who's brilliant and we all love him, Lee? Is that Paul, that mad gooner that surprised ain't fallen in the water? Or Rupert? Really? Paul, mate, you're class. Yeah, exactly. But Reform, look, everyone's waking up. I mean, it's unreal. All you've got to do is walk around, keep your ears open, and just listen to people's conversations like a right old, you know. And every second conversation, they're peed off about something, and there's no one that's not been affected by the present situation. No one's happy about what's going on. Do you really think all these old ladies and all that sitting at home, pottering around doing nothing, not noticing what all of us idiots are all screaming and shouting about? Of course they are, but they keep quiet. And when the time comes, it's going to be like, right, up them, I'm going to go and vote. And that's what we've got to do. We've got to encourage people to vote. We've got to try to get as much of the middle ground, okay? And we've got to let people know that Restore isn't this where it's going to be branded some form of neo-Nazi sort of white supremacist group. And we all know that as a load of waffle. But what it is, it's a realistic party and it will get things done. And I'm sorry, but I don't think Reform have got it in them. And I think when push comes to shove, I don't think they'll have it in them. They'll cower and they'll be paying jizzy. Plug Van Paul below. I tell you what, what about that picture of him on one of his posts with his bags? And is it the B&M bag? Oh, that tickles me. But it's when we won the Premier. He was for about a month just totally pissed. And a Christmas hat with his Arsenal badge on and a bottle of empty water on it. Fishing every day of the week. What a life. What a man. Yeah, they're all good patriots. We're all good patriots. I mean, come on, we're not in this for the jolly, are we? We're not in here. We're trying to think of ways how we can get the win. We're trying to keep our eye on the win. But we've got, it might come to a situation where we might need, if he calls an election by September, for instance, I don't think Restore will be there. And I'm not a defeatist. I certainly ain't, because I think we've got to wait and got to buy our time to 2029 and suffer it. And hopefully more and more people will get it. But if they do that, and Reform will get it, there's no ifs or buts. They've got to get it. I know, Farage. I got wisened up to Farage a couple of years ago, man, and I looked into him and I thought I really thought Reform would do it. And they're not. And then I was in no man's land for a while, and then it was advanced. I thought, aye, what could be this be about? There was nothing happening there. Then I saw this movement, the Restore, and then this fella, and I know he was a complete bastard as a club director, chairman, but he done that great gang inquiry, and then suddenly after that, I think it messed with his psyche, because if you read it, you've got to be some terrible git if it don't get you, right? And I think that's when he said, right, this is what we need to do, because from top to bottom, we're rotten. And he's against the Fabian Society. And I think that's why we need him in, and I think we need him with a majority for a long, long time. I mean, as many terms as he could be in, and then a second in command to take over, because we've got a lot of work to undo. I'd say about 30 years worth. Doka, but the store is the only party I've ever joined in my life, and it's the only party I ever will. I mean, if they go pear-shaped and they turn out to be another wolf in sheep's clothing, I'm giving up, guys, because I've fallen for it all. I mean, so that's why I don't have a go at people that are still into reform, are still clinging on for hope. But you're not going to get it with them, guys, unfortunately. And I hate to be a bearer of bad news, but flat backed as Tomlin. Tomlin, is that Simon fella, Doko? Because I don't watch him. He's always having a beef with someone, isn't he? Don't know what his problem is, man. He needs to take a chill pill. Exactly, Mike. I agree with that as well. I agree with this. I think the people are starting to see this a whole heap more. I mean, you know, I think they really are. I think people are starting to wake up, and that's what I'm saying to people. And then, I mean, if you know farmers, around here for me, for instance, there's plenty of farmer communities. Well, I just say, listen to him on his farm. Right, and they listen to him. The next thing I know, they're joining. I'd love to know what the membership is. To old people, I just put him. You know, when he's at the conference, he comes across as like a right old war character. They love him. And then to the young, I just say he's got a message for you, the young. You know, and everyone wants it. But if he's anti-establishment, they're going to be out to get him, and we're going to be very lucky if he gets there. Unforeseen circumstances, hot weather. Do you know what? You know, I've been out in the sun. You just chill, keep yourself cool, in and out. Don't stay out there. Don't try not to fall asleep, especially against railings. Try not to drink, fall off boats or anything. Paul, you could be in trouble. But it's just common sense, really, isn't it? You know, you take your dogs out like before the sun comes up and when the sun goes down, and try to keep them in the shade and on the grass and well hydrated. It's just anything. I mean, Paul, there was a study, some stats. There was, you know, after COVID, that thing, about the what is it, civil service, and there's so many office spaces that are empty, and these dudes are all just sitting at home, pretending they're working. Half of them are being located in Spain, you know, doing it on sunbeds, and they're getting paid top dollar, mate, and they're not even clocking in. Well, to be honest with you, Lady J, right, Northern Ireland's a very complex situation, right? But that is one thing that's always peeved me, is the way they got treated. And that's why I like Habib, because the way he stuck up for him. But Rupert Lowe always includes you, and why not? And to be honest, I'd rather the Ulster men on our side. Now, they know about community, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to learn things, watch them guys in action. Watch how they move, okay? Watch how they all dress the same. No cameras allowed. Things get done. People get told. They have rank and file. They're organised. I'll take me out off to the Irishmen, especially the Ulster boys. Actually, I love the Ulster boys, to be honest. Yes. Do you know what? I've got Irish blood, and I've got Irish family and friends, and a lot of them are in the Republic of Ireland, and they're suffering terribly because of what's happening to their farming. And Restore in the Republic is actually starting up as a party, not with him in the governments from him, but in their own right. You know what I mean? Because this is what we all need. And this is what we all need. We all need to unify. as well. And seeing the Catholics and the Protestants in Northern Ireland coming together after certain situations was heart smiling material. That is class. And that's what the government hate. And that's it. You've got to keep it up. I'm not inciting nothing, but sometimes some things cannot be tolerated. I don't know what the latest is with the Belfasters. I don't know about what's happened to him, but what I did hear was Wiseman 3, that other twat, the special one, he threatened someone in the hospital. He got taken to the same hospital as a poor victim, but the victim, I read a post yesterday from his father, is out of ICU now, and he's coming up, man. He's got a ghost. They've got all that, you know, raising dough for him and all that. So it's all that. But you know, look, listen, guys. I've hit a couple of things today, right? A 10-year-old boy, migrant, okay, allegedly with a sharp object, threatened a young lady of 22 years old that was jogging in the forest today, and he told her to take clothes off. She refused, and he went and proceeded to stab her twice. See what we hear about that. Then we have a teenager that was assaulted at a reservoir in Bradford, or just around Bradford or that manner. The suspect that is being seeked at the moment is not a Sikh, but he is a man of Pakistani ethnicity. This is why it can't carry on. And people go, oh, white people do this and white people do that. I know they do, right? And they will get treated badly by us because they do, right? But we do not need to be importing any more of this shit. And it's as simple as that, okay? These are our women and children. And as you all know, I lose my mind with it. I get very protective. And you know what? There's laws against what's happening. And this government and this law, this justice system is complicit in it all. So take me to court, you muggy mugs. Sorry, guys. Wolf, last week he was a neo-Nazi and now he loves multiculturalism. Who's that? I don't know. I get called everything differently every week, so I just wear it as a badge. So I don't know what I am this week. I know I'm right wing. Keep it real, people. Yeah, the Irish are staunch. I love the Irish. Oh, hello, Don. How are you, sir? How's it? How's it all out over the other side of the pond there? Listen, Daily Mail and all that. Don't listen to them. I mean, it's idiots. Have you seen the price of a paper? So they're pricing themselves out of their market. And anyone else that does any subscribing to them, they're more fool them and they can't be helped. And they, well, they'll just be statistics. I may have watched a few. Hello there, Tweety Pie. Rupert Lowe, he better not turn in. He's got to stay staunch with what he says, Bad Wolf. I don't know what I am, mate. I'm a confused 50-year-old middle-aged white man. I should be on a register. Exactly, Wiseman 3. I agree with you wholeheartedly on this. You know what I mean? You know, we've got to stop importing shit. It's as simple as that, right? And if people can't get that concept in their nut, there's something wrong with you. If you keep saying, oh, well, it's white people do this, you are a weak, pathetic, liberal twat. And you need to go into a re-education camp and be de-doctoring and stop wearing woolly jumpers. You know what I mean? And made her have a whole steak. You know what I mean? Because it's token bollocks. I mean, all of this multiculturalism. open borders, right? Now it's not working. Yeah, you can see what's happening. You can see the results. The government need to tell the truth to the people, and we need to get something done about it. Oh, do you know what? I tell you what, Rupert, like he's on X quite a lot, wherever his person is, and the amount of crap that he puts out each day concerning that silly paper, right? Calling him every day because he says who starts, and he says, "Here we go, it's a Mao again," and you know what I mean, a total twats. But they will do this because this, as Saxon said, these media companies, they're owned by the same people that run the bloody governments. You know what I mean? They're all in the same. You can go really deep with this. It's like an old house. It's where do you stop? You know what I mean? But what we've got to do, I'm sorry, guys, but we've got to restore and reverse back to pre-Blair, 1997, I think. Right? You know what I mean? Because we have been literally overrun. Everyone, we're the national health system of the world, with the welfare system of the world, okay? And the rest of Europe, people I've noticed is something, the whole Western Hemisphere, yeah, we are all in trouble, right? But in Europe, what they're doing, mainland Europe, I've noticed, and there's a pattern in this, you keep pushing them and keep pushing them. And all you do is, the end line is, and the finish line is Great Britain. And we're ending up with this. And there's madness that's happening in France while they're waiting to come here. And there's nothing done to stop these people. There's nothing done. And then if I start piping up, I like to say what I would like to do and how we could organise something and stop this once and for all, I'd be nicked. They'd be coming through the windows, and I just don't get how other people can more or less raise a navy and a public army and nothing's said or done. You know, they're allowed to scam up, and when you want to do, Freedom Dad's the only one I listen to out there. And anyone that's connected to Freedom Dad, to be honest, I always go over Freedom. I'm always a viewer, and Freedom Dad stuff, I always keep it. But as I said, Freedom Dad makes me giggle, right? Because you know, when I had the cancer, right, there was a long time I was just sort of laid up, not doing too much, and I was just watching it, and there'd be a riot here, or there'd be a bit of disturbance here, and you'll see in the background. Or you'll see him pop up with his mic. It's old Sparky. And he makes me laugh. He just makes me laugh. I like him. And yeah, he's the only guy I listen to out of there, to be honest. And he is a guy that set me right about the fall. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right at the beginning. Donkeys years ago. He said, Lee, watch out the fall, mate. Stop going on them trains with the X and all that, because they ain't what they're supposed to be. He ain't what you think he is. Have a look at this, have a look at that, and open your eyes and open your heart. And I did that. You know what I mean? I love Saxon, to be honest. I like Saxon. I could listen to Saxon all day long. I mean, yes, I mean, we've got to do something now. Now, this is where Saxon comes into it. People like Saxon here. You know, when you go down to the Act of the Union and all this is where we need men like that. There's another bloke that's really staunch, is Moore or something. And he's got people off court cases by it because he studied the old law. Because our law that we're based on now was illegally diluted and changed and covered and lapped over with other laws. You know what I mean? And you need these men with that mindset that know what they're into and where to look to go into it. But the first things first is got to get out the Blairites and the Fabian Society in this country. And quite obviously, me and else must go. And with that, the Muslim Brotherhood, the Muslim Council of Great Britain, I don't want no more of that, right? You're here. You're either English, Welsh, Scottish, and that is it, or you're British and you behave, and you're all under the one flag, all under the same rules. End off. I mean, well, you know what, mate? It's there's so many laws, because I went looking into the Magna Carta, and it's so many laws, and you can go back, and you can go back, and it just never ends. Right? It goes back to where there was laws that we put in place because of the Dutch and their interference in our politics, and foreign nationals and other people as well, okay, into our things. So they got put things in place, and they've got to be enforced, but they're not. But as I say, these are certain individuals at the moment, they play the long game. And also the people like Khan and Co Limited and Shabib and all that lot, they do the infiltration, and it's the long game through Fabian society and what their politics, and it's a long game, and they're into about stage 3 or 4 here. Next step here is total takeover, end off. I think we've got one more election, if not, be a bit of bloodshed, last about a few days, because the majority of British men who shit themselves. You know what I mean? No, it's our own people to turn against us. You know what I mean? And then we'll be like Iran, end off. Yeah, FD's cool, man. Stormtrooper costume. Am I? I don't know. I fucking feel like I want to be a stormtrooper sometimes. Just wish I had the energy. We do have rights, Stoker. We are covered by the UK law, and it's only under. It depends on what jurisdiction you're in, but we are covered by UK law. Okay, all the people in the UK are. Okay, even when we are going a border, we are still covered by certain laws. Oh, Craig, man, you're the bear. You you love your music channels. I've got I sub. I went through it. I must sub to about 50 people. And some of them I watch, some of you guys are magical, with your AI and the way you put your tunes together and all that. I tell you what, I really enjoy it. And Bad Wolf, I'm not like picking up to you, mate, but you and Bluebell, mate, you've got it smash on for me, especially with your music. You know what I mean? Exactly right. I think that Nationalities Act that come in 1940 something, didn't it? After the war. I think we've got to go back to be honest, after all this is over, I honestly believe that we should go back to being English, Welsh, Scotland, Scotland. Do your own trade deals, jog on, make your own money, end off. I mean, but we all need to make an agreement that this never happens again. And if it ever does, or ever gets like that way, we all join up and we go and deal with it. No. I'd never forget Northern Ireland. I've been told off about it because I have. But I purposely went out and got that. Okay, and that's all the home nations, Scotland, the St. George's, the Welsh, and the Ulster flag, the boys from Northern Ireland, and then the Union flag in the middle. But they're the flags I love. I love America because I married there. I've been there numerous occasions. And I got that. You know what I mean? And also, because of my Irish blood, but I didn't put it up, but I've got that. Shame they're just staying in the cup. You know what I mean? Because I would be following them. You know what I mean? But no, I like my flags and I fly them high and I'm proud. Who else cares? I don't care. And the more they tell us to put our flags down, the more I will get one tattooed. She might be a good idea. You're getting too old for tattooing, no, Lee. I know, but yours is as bad as mine. I was looking at yours. And then I was looking and going, oh, I forgot about him. And then I start watching one of their films and then I sub. But some of them, right, have got amazing content, right? And I really mean this. And this is why I think there's some skullduggery aboard here. I think there's something not afoot here with YouTube in this country. This is why I think that we're censored. Because the amount of quality that I watch and you've got like people sitting there with 39 subs, 300 subs. And I'm looking at it and I think that's not right. That's nasty. And that, you know, when you watch it and you've been looking at YouTube for years and years, you think they'd definitely be up in the 20s, 30,000s minimum. You know what I mean? And that's why I think that they are not letting it out. They do it with my account all the time. I mean, I watch my subs go up, down like a pulse. I don't even bother caring anymore. You know what I mean? But, you know, my views don't add up with my subs. And then I got an email of them. I got from YouTube telling me that they lost my viewing count. And I've been monetized for how long? And I still ain't been paid. So thank God that ain't a job. Yeah, see, like that I'm exactly with Michael on here, right? Okay, do you know what? I don't give a shit about the UN. I don't care what's happening abroad anymore. I care what's happening in these lands. See them flags, right? Where they fly, that's what I'm getting the ump about, and that's what I care about. You know what I mean? Well, this has been our problem. We're too busy trying to think about everyone else, right? We ain't the big boys, right? And we better get back in our lane and get our fucking countries back and let our children and women safe on the streets, right? And I'm sorry, I don't care what they are building. They can jog on, right? But if they cannot be up to the job to make the streets safe for our women and children to walk, they are failing in their duty. And then it is up to the men of these great countries to set up community patrols that are peaceful, of course, right? But they're there to maybe defend and hold until the authorities get there, because everything's got to be lawful and you've got to be careful with what you say. You know what I mean? But sometimes you wonder. I mean, that bloke that said on the X thing, is it worth calling the police for certain things now? I mean, you know, as they say with that film, that bloke, have you ever seen it, The Vigilante? I mean, and this is where it's all going to go. You know what I mean? I'm going to end up in the number 10 in the film charts. Listen, our government, sake, man. I've honestly, I've got no time for them. I've never hated the government so much in my fucking life. That's really worrying me. You know what I mean? And I don't think nothing's going to happen. There's going to be a great celebration of fireworks. And if anyone hits America on their 250th birthday, then I think there'll be all hell to pay. And so, rightly so. And maybe it's what you need. I mean, I can't believe we had 9/11 and that changed the world. And now you've got a Muslim mayor. You know, what happened? I mean, did we lose? Did we have to surrender and no one's told us? Yeah, but you've got to remember, Michael, we've got to be careful with what you say. And it'd be safer to say that in Hollywood. And I always assumed that it was a Hollywood film. I didn't know it was a manual. You know what I mean? So this government, and you know what else, right, guys? I found out as well. I'll be careful what I say, but there's been a load of things going on, especially up at the north of England, like right up the top, right down to the south. And there's a lot of these essays going on, guys. And the local authorities, like the police, when they get involved, their first priority is to shut up the family. Make it they can't speak. Now, I understand When you've got a live case, you cannot say too much. But they are specifically being told that they cannot let off or say anything on their social media or anything like that, because they might stoke public tensions. Yeah, and that's happening up and down the country. Now, I know Henry Noack, the poor little boy. We all know what happened to him, you know. But do you know how those police tried to interfere with that father's statement and how they tried to quieten him? It's honestly is illegal in itself. Yeah, New Yorkers, Lady Jane, they should have paid attention. I said it at the time. I said it to them, right, on X, right? It could have been a bot now, my luck. But I was saying to them, look at London. Is that what you want? You know what I mean? Everyone was screaming all over X to them. Look at London. Don't be so stupid. Look at London. Look at London. And what did they do? They've done that. And then sometimes you just think, you know what? You reap what you sow. No one's attacking. No one should be attacking our Rupert here, mate. I mean, everyone will be attacking Rupert because Rupert's anti-establishment and he's scaring the shit out of them. And we would be talking how great he is and all that. What we're worried about is if an election got called in the next week or two, mate, to be honest. But we know if it happened in 2029, we'd romp home. But it could be useful idiot time and putting on our thinking cap because we do not need a socialist government for another 5 years. But no one in here, that's one thing I like to say about everyone. I mean, no one comes in here giving that. They might have slagged off Farage, but not Rupert. No, not Rupert. Oh, lady, your class. So how are you doing, Big Tone, anyway, mate? Are you keeping good? I mean. So I do that. I don't know where Sax is. He in the bath having a slow one over the bloody sink, man. So I'll fight a guest to see if I could do this. Copy this, do that. Because Doga, I mean, not Doka, I mean, Sax is the man to speak about constitution and union law. He seems to know all of that. He's one of them dudes, you know what I mean? Sit around a lager, 58 roll-ups later, and he knows. I know he knows. I know he knows. And he says some things as well. And I know he's seen, that's why I would like to ask him a question myself, because there's a film, and I think he says it because he says some things, and I honestly believe he knows more than, fuck it, I don't think he thinks that we know. I don't know. But he's full, there's an abundance of knowledge. I'll put a link in there, guys, if anyone wants to jump on, and you're all more than welcome. Oh, nice one, Tone. You keep it up, mate. Keep that mindset. Oh, I'm really glad for you, mate. You keep that fucking going, right? Video it. Budget, drive on. But no, the mainstream media, mate, everyone's going to be slagging off Restore. But you wait. So what? We don't care. We're going to get called everything, mate. I'm waiting for it. I mean, Jesus, what am we going to be next week? But we don't care, because how are we wrong to close our borders, to stop our women and children being raped and murdered, and ourselves, and billions of pounds being wasted? What makes that? How does that make you right wing? It makes you patriotic, that love your people, care about your women and children, and bloody care. Right? What they are doing is against the United Nations law. Right? You know what I mean? Coming here and raping our women like it's a free-for-all. And that's how I feel about it. And I'm pissed off with the old bill here. right? And I don't care if they come and get me. I don't mean no hate or nothing to happen to you, but I'm never calling you, never. And I dare any bad man to try to test me because I don't need the police. You jog on. Because I know, and I've read what you lot got up to in the bloody the rape gang inquiry, huh? Huh? We all know what you lot are like. You all need a purge. I'm sorry, guys, that's not to you. That's to the old Bill. And that's not to the nice old Bill either. The honest coppers that like to go out and play banks, you know, cops and robbers. You know what I mean? Nick people, proper nickings. You know what I mean? Right? None of this shenanigans, what's happening now. You're walking around like stormtroopers, bloody with Gestapo. Mugs. I mean, I heard about a DEI comment, right? A course that they all got sent on some force, right? And this would come out if they ever come and got me, by the way. But they sent it, and this guy, they were all walking around the classroom. Could you imagine it? Our pigs walking around the classroom going, Islam is a religion of peace, quoting that, like the Hare Krishnas, when they should be out doing some coppering. You know what I mean? No wonder. And the guy poked up and said, "What's all this about that? That's a load of waffle." You know what I did? I suspended him. You know what I mean? So I'll say, get him back in a job and sack the rest. So I'm going into one again. But honestly, how many, let's put a question to you in the room now, right? And I mean this, God forbid any of you, right? How many of you had the opportunity to call our Bill? Would you call them for help? Oh my God, that'd be double scary, Lady Jane. Jesus Christ, same accent as Speed and Dad. Start getting out of my pocket money. When you leave, we all leave. Yeah, as well. I mean, you know, honeypot to get us to rejoin the EU. Do you really think the quiet silent majority of people are happy about what's happening with this? Right? And everyone's to blame for it, but it's never ever been given. It's never been allowed. We've never left. You know, and the reason they don't want us to leave because it's against the agenda, and the agenda is the new world order that's been here for 2030, and that's why we've got to win this bloody election and get them out. And this island needs to be on its own. All these islands, we don't need outside influence. We don't need you lot. Jog on. Nice one, Tony. That's lovely, mate. You know, there's little comments like that as well, calling you little tone. You know what I mean? That is little comments like that stick with you, didn't they? You know what I mean? And that's a good. Mate, you got to change your profile picture and everything. You got to keep going. You're doing really well. Yes, yeah, look. I mean, like the women from Northern Ireland just speak a different cloth, man. I tell you what, I should have been born there. You know what I mean? Because they get out and they get stuck in and they get it. The women are good. They know how to bloody do it. They all work together. They're close. They watch each other's back. You know what I mean? And they don't. They're there for the prevention of the evasion of their ethnicity, man. They're staunch. Fuck, I wish we all could be like them guys, man. We're going to have company commanders come over here and start training us stupid Brits, right? Because we weren't the Brits that come over and called the UK. You know what I mean? Help us. We could have used 600 quid bill to get it back. I don't like the old bill, mate. I won't go to them now. Yeah, I'll deal with myself. Just take out a shovel. For fuck's sake. Look at this. Don't, I mean, Doka's daughter here. 4 times his daughter called out the old bill, and they did nothing. I mean, that says it all to me. When this is why we've got to get now in community groups. So next time Doka's daughter's in trouble, he can get on that group chat and 4 or 5 men right from round that corner and get round there and see what the fuck's going on. You know what I mean? Until the rest of the men get there. That's how we've got to start playing it now. Not to be violent, peaceful, of course, you know, and within the law. You know what I mean? And yeah, we need to name and shame every HMO. We need to get them out. End off. You all got to stop being cowed by the government. Jog on the government. What can they do? Just go no guilty. Yeah, I'm really happy for you, big tone, little tone now, eh? Getting a, or is it medium tone? You know what I mean? I'm over the moon for you, mate. I really am. Really am. Keep it up. And Craig. Bad Wolf, man. That's some. You're doing well, me old mate. I was 20 stone. Now I'm about in 12.4 or something. But I've gone up from 10 because of that bloody cancer. Ah, medium tones buzzing. Bad Wolf. Medium tones buzzing. Exactly, mate. Some can't manage it and some do, and you're doing it, Tonesy. I mean that, mate. Well done. You know, it's tree pie and all that. You know, you go through things, guys. Just change your lifestyle. You get used to it. Yeah, it's rough at the beginning. We'd be lying if you said it ain't, but you know what? You get used to it. And then you couldn't think going back. What you're doing is amazing, Tony. See, Doka, you know, this is where I'm feeling like we've got to not be coward anymore because, you know, because this is what I feel how it's getting now. And it's, you know what I mean? It's not condoning the violence, but, you know, you can't keep poking the bear and biting the hand that feeds you. And to be honest, what do we all treasure most? What do we all treasure most? It's the children, man. You know what I mean? Shit. And listen, I'll tell you as well, right? Black people, you've got to get the grips as well, right? I don't give a shit what you want to say about, oh, I'm being this and that. You've got to get the grips and switch on, right? I've seen a couple of survivors today, not in person, but pictures of them, right? And they've got children through the graping, right? And thankfully, the children are staunch. You know what I mean? But you know what? They're black girls. You know what I mean? So you just think it's white man, just say leave it for the white man. It's you as well, you know what I mean? Then you got to watch them slide dogs. They're snakes. And I'm not scared to say it. The special ones are snakes. That's cool, lady. I'll tell you what, I done 2 weeks ago. I done over nearly 40 miles, and it took me about a week to get over. I wish I never did that, but I'm back out now. You know what I mean? And tabbing, and I'd say I'm doing good 3 milers, 4 milers, but I need to really step it up. But I don't do the steps. I've got this great app where you can tune in. I've got like a Sergeant Major or an NCO going, come on, you, like giving me a right beasting. Come on, you can do it. You know what I mean? Move it. So I had to keep with his pace, and I like that. But honestly, when I go out jogging, it's a run, walk, cough up, roll, repeat. Oh, Tony, man, I'll tell you what, mate. I'm so chuffed for you, mate. Yeah, I really am. Medium tone. That's a nickname, you know. Lady J, do you know what? I do a little bit of that with Bad Wolf as well. I'll put him on my headphones and just listen to his channel. Yeah, I like him. I did try it with Green Arrow, but I'm sorry, guys. Nothing against Green Arrow, but I was finding myself like that. It was a bit too Alan Partridge for me, man. I love walking with music, but so I do my therapy with that. I listen to Ren. I do, yeah. And I speak to the animals. It's hence why I'm a vegetarian now. The farmers have a go at me, but I'm always popping up. Oh, Saxon's here. Linkley, yes, mate. Oh, now this is Saxon. Let's put him up here. Get him on. Copy. Oh, get up there, mate. Yeah. I go down there. Here you are, Sax. Hope you don't mind me calling you. I'm like Adam Partridge now, and I now Bad Wolf. Oh, I mean, well, you know me, guys. I'm Frank Spencer. You could take the piss. I don't give a shit. I don't worry. I won't be getting you copyrighted. So handbags at dawn, I tell you. Great social take back. Hello, mate. I've just been your channel. We'll check this out tomorrow, but I have to go to sleep. Do you mind share something for us, please? What's that, me old mate? Well, I'm a first-class bellend. I'm sure everyone knows that, but let us know what you want everyone to know. I'm going to try. Yes. I saw your video. I saw your short. Yes, mate. I know you are. Yeah. You're the veteran. It's going up there against that protesters. Yeah. I know exactly where you are, mate. Yeah, share it with me and I'll put it all over X. I'll put it everywhere I can. And if I can try to get down there, I will I'll get there. I really mean that. Saxon's coming on, guys. I think you're in, Sax, mate. It's coming up. I'll add to stage now, mate, and then talk.
It just says backstage.
He's in the green room there. Sorry, no brasses or a bit of Charlie.
No, fucking hell, I'm always in green room. Fucking hell, I'm always... He's fucking idiot. How are you? You all right?
Oh, I'm all right, bruv. You know me. I'm just a fucking idiot.
Yeah. Like, fuck it. I tell you what it is, pal. You're more screwed on than fucking 90% of fuckers. Put it that way. At least you're out there. Like, you're saying right things for community. It's all about community. You're right.
Oh, Sax, mate. Thank you very much. But, mate, what else is it about? I ain't going to get rich doing this, right? And to be honest, it helps with me anxiety, but I'm doing it. I'm sick of our girls and our women and our good selves being attacked by these geezers. It's as simple as that. We've got to mob up and deal with them peacefully, of course. But that's just the way I feel about it.
Well, of course. Let me fucking regurgitate that. I can't really say on here, but you know where I'm coming from, same as you.
Yeah.
And I heard you when I was getting out of bath saying that basically they're going to their houses, right? These coppers, like I said, these, not all coppers, but over 90% of them, and they're threatening the parents and that, saying that if you go on your Facebook and say, oh, your daughter's had this or that, they fucking take your devices off you, even your smart TVs. This is how pathetic it's got. So they're threatening our people's mother and fathers. Like they're guilty of a crap, and it's got that bad. It's an everyday thing now. Well, it's an every 13 minute thing to 18 minute thing, innit? But it won't change until the men. It's got to be the men. So yeah, let's stand up.
Stand up, say no, and not be coward, but do it legally and smartly. You know
get on these. Yeah, but get on this. There's hundreds of, well, I don't know about, but there's over, I bet it's about 90,000 that's gone to World Cup from England, Scotland, Wales, Ireland, gone to World Cup. left the fucking females at home in rape capital, left the children to go watch immigrants kick a fucking bag of air around. Make that make sense? It to me, it's. I like football. Well, until I found out what it was really about. But yeah, but I can't believe that men are just they're flying straight over there and leaving the knowing what is going on with them.
To be honest, Sax, look, mate, right? I'm no hard nut, right? But I can have a toe-to-toe if need.
No, you're right.
Right. Okay, but I honestly feel our men are cowards.
They are. They are. But you'll pull any man, right? Like when you go to local pub, people, whatever, have a chat with a man or men, whatever, and you say to them, oh, I protect my kids. I'd do life for my kids every single fucking time. I say, would you? I say, well, come with me. I'm on a patrol tonight for 3 hours. Oh, well, I can't. I've got early in the morning. Yeah. Fucking fanny. I say, you need to start putting your chest out, boys, because before it would at your gates, then it would at your doors, now it's at your tables, now it's into your children's lives. And it's not going to stop. This agenda is not going to stop until it's the people that stop it, not the government. It's all there. It's all by design. They've got to get over 2030, because after 2030, everything starts to fall. Basically, AI's into everything. AI, basically, there'll be no jobs. And this is one of the biggest things that gets you mad when they're saying, oh, we need these workers. We need them, for hospital corners. But it's all going AI after 2030. There'll be no jobs. And people are still, and I'm like, really? Is this where we're at? I mean, we're thinking, but it's just so bad. I drove through Bradford yesterday morning, going to work, up to York. Cordoned off everywhere. I knew straight away what, but anyway, I've got to work, turned the radio on. It was my basically, alas, 5:30 in the morning had been great. But they followed the man back to the hotel in Bradford. So a couple of lads have tried to get in. The fucking man's getting protected by security. It's like, this would not have happened before 1940. It wouldn't have happened. The men that arose up, because the men after World War II were knackered, and you know what I mean? And they brought this in, and everything changed in 48. But this is how fucking stupid the people
our alpha
are.
Males, mate. All our aggressive alpha males, I think, during the Great Wars, to be honest with you.
Well, they take your bloodlines out because they know that your bloodline. Basically, if you're an alpha male, they know that you'll breed alpha males. You know what I mean? That you'll have kids with an opinion. So this is how you know as well. Like, it's like in Northern Ireland, right? Before police would do something, they'd go hit the alpha males first. The leaders. They'd take the leaders off the streets. You know what I mean? They go for the alpha males first, really. So they won't have leaders. But every man's a leader if they want a bit. But they're getting distracted by, well, I don't like him because he supports Leeds United and I support Bradford. It's like, stop it. You need to come together. Fuck the football. You need to come together because this is last throw at dice for you people. And they can't grasp it. The thing.
Do you know what, mate?
I'm lock and loaded, me, pal. I've been ready to go since them towers come down me. Mate, seriously.
I've been your old freedom dad would tell you the amount of shit that I've taken for it. I won't stand down and I won't step down. I can't. I could never do it. I could never do it, mate. I'll die with it. That's as simple as that.
I've done about 14 fucking years in prison. I've never thieved nothing in my life. Well, I might have done when I was a kid. I don't know but I'm not a thief. What I'm saying here, right? And they've had me under lock and key so many fucking over stupid shit for protecting myself, but basically using me Ansley. What I'm saying here, and I've done about 14 years. I've done 7 fucking sentences, and it's like really. And then when I'd go to jail, you'd always get kangaroos, XR2s, fucking screws. And they'd come up flat, put it down, and they'd like mock you like they do. But they'd always tell me straight, reason why you're in here, because your fucking mouth outside them fucking Freemason places. Basically, they're in the brotherhood, what I'm saying here. So they just take it off street. It's why I go off grid now. I've got a house. We've got a bit. But I prefer it, Lee, because I've got a 7.5 ton. Do you know what I mean? And it's got a big fucking thing. It's beautiful, but I get away from people because the people. I mean, I'm 53, Lee, right? And
Mhm.
the people that I grew up with, I'll be true, they're not here. Well, majority of them aren't here no more, but they were men. They were
Same here,
men.
mate. Same
Now
here.
I'm going in town centres, and all I'm seeing is lads in toilets looking at themselves in mirrors and pouting, asking each other, complimenting each other, and with pouting. And I'm like, fucking hell. I'm like, oh my man. Like, you're not. I'm sorry, but you're not my sort of man anyway. You won't last 2 minutes in my fucking crew. But
No,
these,
see, the geezers of today, they spend more time in front of the bloody mirror, mate, than the birds. I'm sorry, but I'm old school like that. I prefer to
yeah,
open the door for a lady and all that. Right? I would not disrespect the geezer or go for a geezer in
no,
front of his wife or his kids, but we'd
no.
have a word later on. End
Oh well, I
off.
would. Well, no,
You know what I
I'd go
mean?
if they. I don't care
No,
what
no,
it
not in
looks
front
like.
of kids.
If
There's
that,
rules and
oh
regulations.
no,
But,
no, I mean, if that man's gonna come at me in front of,
oh,
listen, I fucking
yeah,
hell.
that's different.
But what I'm saying is, right, these basically they've been conditioned to think, Lee, that they can sit it out. Like when I talk to, this is why I don't really talk to people, to be true, because oh well, it's not to do with me. I'll just shut my door. And I said, you can't. I said, you're not grasping what's going on. That they'll come here fucking dawn if they don't change you to pray to that book and walk around that square cube 7 times in fucking Mecca. They will chop your head clear. It's that simple. They'll do you and your family. Just this is why I say to them, revise what happened in Iranian Revolution, in Romanian Revolution, in Russia. It's all there.
History
But you,
repeats itself. You know what
yeah,
I mean?
but it's all same fucking script. Everything's just the same script.
Have
It's
you
just
ever
a
seen
different.
that film, Sax? Right, because I think you may have. The greatest story never told.
Yes, of course I have. Yes, Dennis
6
Wise.
hours.
Yeah, not the football. Yeah, I've got it on my Telegram channel.
I managed to get it up through what's it called? Internet Archives.
Yeah, I've got it on my Telegram channel. But every time I try to put it on Rumble, they just boom straight away. It goes straight off. Which
Trying
it
to get
is.
that, I had so much trouble trying to get that. That
Well,
Jennifer
just
Lopez thing come up.
yeah.
But I
Well,
watched it. But you know what happened with me with that?
go on.
Right, I used to have my desk over the other side of the room there, and
Yeah.
I had books behind there. I love all my old history books and all that,
So
my
do
old mate.
I. So do
Right?
I.
I had a picture in there, and I know the picture. Right?
Yeah.
You know when the saying sticks in your nut, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm watching that great story never told, and they had that same picture. And I'm
Ooh.
looking at it thinking, you know that picture? I know all the story that went with that. But then the woman that was in the picture
Yeah.
started talking about the picture being taken. And I went up and got my
Oh.
book, got the book, and pulled that out, and it was the same bloody picture, 2 different narratives. And I'm looking at my books thinking, Jesus Christ. And then I find out about Churchill, mate. Oh, I could have gone out and kicked myself in the shin.
Well, he used to paint under another name. They were a fraudster. This is what people have been conditioned in. What's happening to us now, Lee, right? Started in the same script. The same script started in Frankfurt School, 1921 Frankfurt School, blah, blah. What's going on here now with sex changes, your kids, your women wanting dicks, you know what I mean? Just the same shit here, what's going on now. So basically, in 40s, like less than 2% of people had a TV, Lee. So it were radio and newspapers. But so basically, they control the narrative. So even though we're only 19 miles away from what was going on over ocean, we got it in our heads that these people, which are our cousins, Germanic, were the most evilest story. But now people are finding truth out. Do you know what I mean? They're finding truth. So what happened then is happening now to us. They're not creative, these people. All they do is flip it. They just do it all. Every revolution's been the same. They're not new. They're not creative. They're just the same fucking clique. But what I mean, they have that many people on this chat. Look, I'll tell you straight, right? I've even got the video. I can show you the video. I'm coming out and that Benjamin fucking Satan now. We have got to control. They bought TikTok over it. Is it TikTok? They bought that over the other month. They control it. But they said blatantly, they said there's 200 people on YouTube from UK we own. We own. Now, when they say big people, they're on about platforms at 200,000, over 100,000, what I'm saying. I used to get up to 90,000 and boom, obliterated. 20,000, boom, obliterated. And then my other one, I think I was 10 short of 3,000, boom, obliterated. And now with AI, it's within 24 hours and boom, they're on it straight away with IP address. But even when I go on somebody else's IP address, they're fucking on it. There's a back door. Like with these IP addresses, they say, oh, get an IP address. It don't matter. Don't matter. If they want you, they'll fucking find you. But they punish. Yeah, but they punish you. Have you ever had your bank shut down? Basically, right, when this happened to me, right, some call it a gift, a majority call it a curse. I call it a gift. I fucking ride it like the Waverley. I get 2 to 3 hours sleep. Seriously, it's standard to me. But I've done it that long. I could show you my files, and you'd go, fucking hell, what have you been collecting since 1700? It's everything's there, but they show you it. Because what they do is, because their cult is so sick. It's not like Christianity. Do you know what I mean? Even though I'm an ordinist, I love Christianity. I've been brought up under Christianity. My parents, my grandparents were Christians. I like Christianity. But everything is constructed. Basically, right, in our books, right, we get the Bible 1 and 2, which people normally don't agree with first, so they bring you part 2. But the part 1 is where it's at. You see, it's just like their Torah. It's only got 5 books missing out of that from the Torah. What I'm saying here is, when this got made, basically, with popes and fucking all this in red clothing and purple as well, when you see purple, it's red and blue. What do police cars have on top? Red and blue. Put them 2 colours together. It's purple. Like the song Purple Rain. Basically, it's the crown, which is not the royal family. It's 2 different entities. The crown's the ones that owns everything. Roads, fields, everything. Royal family's totally different. But it's just the same construct around every mortal thing. This is why I'm saying, I mean, I like Rupert Law, which I do like. I mean, but every politician since Churchill went out in 45, 44, 45, and then he got back in 50s. But when they brought that boat here in 48, this is how fucking cunning they are. When they brought that boat here in 48 and said, oh, well, these are your people. They're not our people. Stop it. But it didn't stop till after then. So what I'm saying is World War II finished. Boom. 44. Early 45. Right. Boom. EU straight into effect in 45. What I'm saying here. Right. The EU, European Union. So all they did was change it from legal whatever to Europe. All they did was change name. The killings never stopped. They just flipped it and went under another banner. So, and then EU comes into effect in 45 off of the Calgary Project, which is Richard Von Hell Calgary. Basically, with a fucking mongrel. His dad was a Belgian and his mother were from Tokyo. Basically, he hated us. He hated Europeans. He hated us that much. But he wanted a war talker. He wanted a Jew. They wouldn't have him, in other words. But so he wrote a book. Then it got financed by Rockefellers and all this and that. And this now is what they're pushing. What I'm saying is, World War II, end of 44, World War II, 45, EU. Oh, this will never happen again, blah, blah, blah. Then in 47, Israel get their country. And then in 48, they start decimating all European countries. They didn't even wait 3 years, Lee. They didn't even wait 3 years. And the people still couldn't see it. And it's like, it's fucking there. Oh, well, you know. And then they bring your words out. Like racist, right? I'm not a racist. Like, well, I love my people. If that's...
Yeah,
if I'm a racist, sorry, Lee.
Well, you're not a racist. You're just a truth teller.
No.
That's what it is. But what they call the half of Israel now, they actually do call them the Rothschild Jews. Well, right? Let's take an ethnicity test there, right? Oh, yeah, and I bet you the guys around them have got more ethnicity for that land than what they have. Those guys are just taking the pick of a lot of them. No. I don't want to go into foreign affairs, but when you do go into it, you go into it. I don't trust them. I don't trust them.
Right. Right. Why is DNA testing banned in Israel? Why is DNA
Exactly.
testing banned in Israel?
Exactly.
Because they're from fucking Europe. They've never been away. There's only 8% now still got blood from there, right? Which are the Palestinians. Only 8% of Palestinians still have the old blood from the Hebrews. Right. Right, look this up, right? The Israelis are that paranoid over it. They won't give their own people DNA tests. They've been kidnapping since the 30s women with that bloodline to impregnate them by their people so they can show that bloodline up and say, look, we've been here all the time. They aren't, the Khazars. What I mean by that is, Lee, right? If you're going off First Bible, which is Israel, but it won't the fucking change, I'll tell you, right? But off at first one, right? It meant to have come out 2,500 years ago, right? When Jesus went to the cross and all that, right? 2,500 years, right? But and then in like 700 AD, that's when these Khazars had to make their mind up whether they want to be Christian, Muslim, or Jewish. They picked Jewish. That's these same fucking people, what I'm telling you. That's why they don't have the DNA thing. But the first Bible, like I said, if you read, I've studied it for, it's all about destruction, about killing. It's telling you basically who they are once you set the mask off. So that's make part 2 with Jesus in it. What I'm saying here. But these are not the people of the cloth. And then 1918, I think it would after 1900s, they call it the Schofield Bible. Now, what this fella did, obviously, some at Schofield, he did another Bible. He didn't change much in it. Only thing to change in that Bible, and it was promoted by the Rothschilds, basically, because in Americas and in Ireland, right, back in early 1900s and that, right, you read your Bible. Same as in England, you know what I mean? Because we were that sort of people, you know, for a meal, right? So what they did was they changed bits of the Bible and renamed it the Schofield Bible, which still goes on in the Americas today. Basically, they changed it from we will protect the land of Israel. Israel didn't even have a fucking land yet. Balfour Declaration had just been signed in 1917. And basically, we will protect the people of Israel and we will protect the land of Israel before an Israel were even born. The people are that caught up in their affairs. You know what I mean? It's there. It gets called out all the time. It's there. But
I got wizened up by people. I was a firm believer, patriot, loved Winston Churchill, even been to his graveside and all that.
No, it's all around, Lee.
What I saw when I woke up and I looked at it, I'm horrified.
Lee, what
I'm
that man did.
Horrified.
We want to, Lee, right, get up. Right, we got told they were a bad man with a mustache, we were killing, we were raping. We weren't doing fuck all. He gave 7 times. It won't. He even said, I've got the telegrams. I've got them here. I've got them in a folder here, the telegrams. He sent them 12 times. They did the man with the mustache saying, look, I love, you're our cousins, you're our brothers. We will work with you. But no, Churchill, they called it the focus group, right? Churchill, you got to understand, right? He was Lord Admiral, right? Basically, he wasn't even on backbenches, Lee. He wasn't in Parliament. He was getting £500 a year, which is a lot of money in 20s. Well, 30s, sorry. But it still wasn't enough because he had 22 people running his house, servants, bed, all that crap. And what a beautiful house it was. The house were on the market, Lee. So what this focus group did, which obviously it's them that dig tunnels and talk to walls, you know, liberal ones. They said, we'll keep him about just in case we'll need this man. It's all there to read. And then in 36, boom, they made him debt free. They took his house up at market, give him keys back. It's all on, well, photographed all this. It's all there.
I've heard about it. I only heard about this, I know.
But and then, yeah, but what they said to him is, right, you're going to be next Prime Minister, right? May 94, after Chamberlain went, and then, like I said, they give you that injection, you're gone, which Chamberlain got the injection, CIA, what they use. What I'm saying here is, if you want you gone, you're gone. Right. So, and then, but I've got it all here. And what they said to him is, we'll get you back in power, we've paid your debt. So basically now you're rich for life, because he's an alcoholic. He was an alcoholic. It's there, it's all there, he was an alcoholic.
I know, but he got grants off them as well, mate, and everything.
Yeah. But they said to him, every interview you do, you've got to put your focus on that little man across that ocean. Everything's got to be took out on him. and he agreed to it. And he's been put up in gold, bronze, silver. This is the finest hour. Right, he used to give a speech at 5 o'clock in an afternoon. Do you know, on BBC?
Yeah.
In 1940, 1941. Right. No, it wasn't him. At that time, there were a radio show going on, like, because many people didn't have tellies, and there was a fellow that used to do impressions on radio show. It'll come with me in a minute, the radio. What I'm saying is, there were a Winston Churchill impersonator. Churchill never did one of them speeches. He didn't even do that "we will fight them on the beaches" speech.
Really?
Everything. It was a European squabble, Lee. It was not to do with us. He wanted to partner up with us. The empire got lost in 1940,
I know.
and some people at this daily don't even know it's gone. It's fucking. But the crown,
You know
not
what
the
would you
crown.
say? Do you know what's upset me the most about that film
Go on then.
was seeing the letter that the Germans writ to the serving prime minister at the time in 1916 when we was, you know, in the middle of the First World War.
No.
And this letter said, "We are willing to go back to Germany. You go back to England. Let the French have the French. Just forget this ever happened. Let's call it a day." Right?
Yes.
Then I have seen the actual paperwork that got written to that prime minister, telling him from Rothschild, saying, "Don't worry, keep going. I will support you, and we'll get the Americans in."
I've got it here. I've got it. You're not wrong. Basically, right, World War I, Lee, not one Allied soldier stepped foot in Germany. Not one. I'm not sticking up for Germany, but they didn't do no wrong, what I'm saying here. But not one Allied. The war were lost, Lee. The war were lost, right? And then in 1917, they've come and said, right, because we just gone to Israel, Palestine. But the Germans were already there from 1850. But we got on with Germans. And the Palestinians, look, basically, we didn't slaughter them, Lee, like they're getting now, what I'm saying. We didn't stick his heads into the businesses. Right. And then 1917, Balfour, that was his name, Balfour, that it was fucking secretary. But anyway, and then we give it to fucking them, basically. We give it to them. But most now think, oh no, that didn't happen 1947. No, it's there. I've got it. It's there. Stop being ignorant now. But no, these people were our cousins. So what happened to them? What I'm saying here, Lee, right, is now happening to us day for day for day. What I'm saying here, and until the people rise up, because it's not going to come from your government, because they're complicit. It's not going to come from your police force. They're complicit. I'm not saying all police.
Is the enemy, brother.
They are enemy.
I see them as the enemy as well.
They won't listen. They're on about raising tax.
Get out of me. Fuck them.
Yeah, but now people that drive right are paying enough already. Right, they're wanting to tax you out basically, so you start renting electric cars off them after 2030. To be truthful with you, right? That's what they're doing it for. It's been signed. Take petrol, diesel cars off by 2033. It's there. I've got it in black and white. It's all there. So what they've got to do is they've got to tax you into oblivion that much that you can't drive no more because it's like, well, I can't afford insurance, I can't afford the blah, 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 blah. Oh, no, I know what I'll do. Government are doing electric cars and I've only got to pay a quarter of the price. It's all by design. But the petrol and the diesel, you won't see that after 2032, 2033. They've signed it for 33. So even if you buy a new car in 2032, they won't tell you, but they'll come and take it off you. It's so fucking corrupt. We don't get men that go into that parliament as men. We get men that go into there, we defeat already on the brain, thinking, well, I can't make a difference. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll just make money and leave it to my predecessor. And it's been like that since 1939. It's not going to change. Even Sterling, you know him that made SAS? That's Sterling. Right. In the 60s, it would have woke one, like we are now. He wanted to overthrow government. You know what I mean? It's no secret. He wanted to overthrow. He could see everything. You know, who was behind, who was pulling all strings. Oh, they shut him up fast. But this is my argument with a fucking army. Well, it's not the army lads. I mean, I get it. The young, blah, blah, blah. But it's the elders, like the generals, staff sergeants. It's them that have got the pipe and slippers and the rocking chair and the gated community. But listen, when you sign on for army, please, you sign on to protect your people. But when they're going in briefings, because I get told this a lot, because I know people that are like have brothers in police or whatever, and they say to me that they're drilling it through my brother's head every day, stay impartial. You're impartial. And they're going, well, hang on a minute, they're attacking our people, they're dragging kids down alleys. That's not your problem. You've got to stay impartial and protect. They're twisting their heads that much. But if you want to be a copper, you go to college, right? Why? These are coming in on a boat on a Monday and becoming in police on a Friday. They don't even know how to write a fucking sentence. And you know yourself, if you're a copper, you got to do paperwork. It's just how it is. But they're skipping everything. This is why everything's going wrong with trials now, because they want the public that outraged to say, oh, who's on that jury? These Asians or these Africans shouldn't be on that jury, blah, blah. They're doing it on purpose, so they sack the fucking jury so they can just throw you through faster. It's all money. Everything's money for greed, every more thing. But now there's daughters and his sons, and if we let them become the majority, you think it's bad now? They'll go around in hunting packs morning, noon, and night because the lies.
It would be worth thinking about what would happen to us.
Yeah, but we're going to stop it. The sooner, right? Like I said, I'm no fan of Rupert, but I do like Rupert Lord. I'm really gunning. You know, I want him in league. For a simple fact, I know he'll have to be part of establishment, but he'll stop like DEI. He'll stop all this transgender. You know what I mean? He'll stop all that. He'll give us a fair crack at whip, but also nationalism. Then will fly up. It'll fly up. Only reason it hasn't flown up now is because if you go online and rant about nationalism, blah blah blah, your doors are coming in. You're going on remand for a few years. It's so. Oh, I need a drink. Sorry.
It's okay. I mean, once you wake up to it, you realise how sick it all is. It is all by design.
But it's like whoever drives, right. They pay enough to go on roads now, don't they? With petrol, with tax, basically they take a big chunk for owning a car. What I'm saying here. Now they're wanting to put another £360 to £380 a year on people again. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to stop, Lee. The tax is not going to stop. We're the only people that you're paying for your own demise, basically. Do you know what I mean? And it's not going to stop. They're going to carry on taxing you and taxing you in oblivion until you rise up. At least, like I said, I will fucking lead it. I mean, because people say, oh, well, what? And I say, well, fucking show me. Get me 10,000 men like me, and I'll show you what I'll do. The lot will go. And I don't mean that, but, you know, I don't mean no bad do in case anyone's listening. But you know what I mean, don't you? It takes as little as that. Right. They're saying there's what? Just short of over 70 million. They say around about 80 million, right? And that's a lot of pissed off white men if they want to, basically, if they want to riot. Who's going to help the police? Who's going to go? Nobody's going to protect the police. Nobody's going to protect it's been done before in every revolution. But the people are so dumbed down and like, oh, England's playing tonight, but it's not England. Oh, you're racist. And it's like, so fucking what? I'm not. But if you call me, I'll wear it. But it's so constructed. But these that have gone over there, oh, it cost me 25 grand to come here. I've left my wife and 6 daughters, and I look at them and I think, you flampo. The irony of it, if all happens to your daughters or your missuses, I hope you got it done, but the irony of that, a grown man going over there to watch fucking Africans in an England shirt kick a bag of hair around, and you've left your daughters. You've left your daughters. You've left your children. And it's like, really, I'm at that stage with it. I really am. But you got to be careful what you say. You know, because like,
you really have got to be careful, Sax, mate, because if you say the wrong thing at the wrong time. I mean, I'm a member of the speech union. What guidelines I try to keep in. You know, as I always say, peacefully.
I know you do.
I mean? No hate. You've got to do that, guys, because you've been up on trial by jury. You've got to have your defence, son, and everything's laid out on purpose.
Especially now when your juries are not made up by like the English, Scottish, Welsh, and Irish. It's mostly, well, majority now the fucking Asians, which I've got. I'm not saying it like because they're Africans or Asians. What I'm saying is they do not go against their own people, Lee. As you've seen
Well,
today, this young
to be
lass.
honest, if I get pinched, I'm going to go POW and try to get asylum by someone else and get foreign. I'll get foreign briefs. I
But
will claim asylum somewhere. Fuck them.
no,
I don't
no.
care.
If it's in Anglosphere, it's all they've all got same treatment, mate. What I'm saying is, like today, this fella that come on a boat that can't fucking swim, that surprises me. They think, oh god, I hear. But anyway, they found him not guilty because he said that the young lass walked onto his blade. How does that make sense? And they found him not guilty of a murder of a kid. Is it today? Was it today or yesterday? And they said, oh no, we believe his story. He said, yeah, I pulled a knife out, I was messing about, and she come forward and it went in her. Lee, you know, for people to believe that pony there, it's like, really? So, you know, jury is biased, what I'm saying here. Or it's got their people in it.
But to be honest with you, this is why I'm hoping Restore works, Zach, because
I do.
Because we need a man that's got some crystals that's going to say what needs to be done, and then we're going to need the men to fucking back it up. It's as simple as that, right? And the women can go on, but they're going to have to be behind the lines, and it's got to be men that have got to be straight, got to be able, and given the right equipment, and back the old bill. Well, fuck the old bill. Deal with the old bill and repurge it. I honestly believe we've got to go back a bit, mate, to go forth again.
Oh, that. Agree with you, 120%. It won't be easy. No, I agree with you. But this is why. What I'm saying is now, men are walking around in a day, is what I'm saying. If you go through town centre, basically something's on the mind. I've never seen them like this. So they're thinking about stuff. What I'm saying here is right. But like I said, I know a lot of people that I talk to, but they won't rise up yet because they have families, Lee, which you can't knock them. They have businesses, they have mortgages. Then they know if they say something wrong, it's not taking it out on them, it's taking it out on the families because they'll lose house, they'll lose business, they'll lose everything. And then their kids will be in an hostel whilst they're in jail. This is why Rupert Lowe's got to get in 20. He's got to get in. Whether he's just that, which he will be, but it'll rip all that down, Lee. But even if it's still establishment, it'll give us breathing space for us then to make a big assault for it for next election after that, because it's not going to stop. This got penned in 1921. It got pushed out in 1925. It went into effect in 1945. They started bringing them in 45. They tell you Windrush 48, but no, look back, 45. They didn't even wait 6 months. So it's just so and it's like men go, oh, well, listen, I'm going to sit this out. It's not my war. And I'm like, really? We don't want war. We don't want that. But you've got to, let no happen to my kids. I say, mate, you won't have a choice.
It's something I've noticed. I maybe shouldn't be looking on certain sites, but I've noticed a hell of a lot now of white Europeans are clubbing together, doing sports, doing proper fitness. We're running with weight. We're learning self-defense. And you know what? It's a joy to see. And this is what all the youngers have got to do. And also, I'm seeing a lot of, I'm not condoning it, but you know what? I agree with it. Okay. A lot of these Africans that are giving it Uno large. Okay.
I'm glad.
A lot of the civilians in these foreign countries are getting hold of them and lynching them now. Okay. Their crime rates are falling.
Yeah, but right. We are right. I don't mean it's in a bad way, but you've got to look at this biologically, right? It's all there from people that have won Nobel Prizes from 1950 and 1942, 1948, 1952 1957. All on this saying we are not the same, but they didn't let them in then. What I'm saying here, we're not the fucking same. Right, you have a thing in your brain called a frontal lobe, look it up. It takes 25 years, but it only comes with our people. What I'm saying is, there's levels to it. We build civilizations, we build cars, we build guns. Everything you see outside your door is built from our people. Europeans, what I'm saying. These fucking people, 1.3 million years back, they missed Iron Age, Bronze Age, Copper Age. To this day, They've never made a boat that floats, right? So these what I'm saying here is right. They call it the prefrontal cortex, the frontal lobe, the core, and it don't. These people don't get it, is what I'm saying here. But if you bring it up or out like that, you get called racist. You know what I mean? So it shuts a lot, but it don't shut me fucking down. Like fuck it would. But that's just the way it is. So when you've got these people that literally they do not know what they are doing, Lee. This is why they've never built a two-story house. What I'm saying here, they've got a river running through the village. This has been for like 1.3 million years. This right? They've got, and in that river, they bathe in that river. They go to the toilet in that river. They drink out of that river, and they cook in that river. They're not made for Western world. What I'm saying here, they're not made for Western world. It's not. It's just the way it is. There's levels to it. And like Asians are above us. I don't mean Asians with flying carpets. They get fucked as well. But I mean Chinese. You know what I mean? Like they're higher than us with IQs and that, which we admit it's not a problem. But these at bottom, it's as little as 54. I didn't even know 54 would. It's just so fucking mental. But they've got that much testosterone in them. You've seen it. You've seen them working that. Them fucking. You know what I mean? But you put high levels of testosterone with a low IQ, put them together. Just look at biology; it'll tell you it's all there. It's a very dangerous man, and that's what you're seeing now. That's what you're seeing every day. That's what you're seeing every day with women. But I still can't grasp men letting the women out. I mean, I get it because women want to be independent. But Lee, if you get seen jogging by them, you're getting ragged down. I'm sorry, but you are. 99.9% of the time, you are. So we shouldn't have to do. I mean, I get it. We've always been, well, they thought they were free, but they aren't. But they didn't. You need to start protecting your women. I don't let my female go shopping. I don't even let her go shopping when she goes shopping for herself. I don't even let her go, well, to this, when she buys that makeup shit and that. But no, I won't do it. Not because I don't trust these fucking people. It's that simple. I see it every year.
I like to think I'm fortunate in that sense because I'm ready for anything. And if some arsehole tries it on with me, well, we'll go down the valley to death together, mate, because I'm not scared. I've made my peace. I'll show them jihad. I don't care. Right? These people have been pampered for too long. And it's people like me that are going to have to fucking put everyone back where we used to be and we'll crack on happily.
You know, put it this way, right? Like, old London gangsters, you know, 30s, 40s, 50s. This wouldn't be happening, Lee. The old people, you know, like from East End, West End of London, back in 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, that arose up to this. They were men, what I'm saying here. But now you've got men dressed as fucking females. Is my hair all right? Oh, I've got an appointment at 7 foot sunbed. Oh, shit, I've broken a nail. This is literally what's happening to men.
But I can happily say, right, well, I got brought up in my family, and the men in my family, we're different cloth, man. We're no wimps, mate. They'll always be in my uncles. I got brought up in that sort of environment.
Yeah, there were men.
I mean? Yeah, I've seen faces and all that, but you know what? With a lot of faces, when it comes down to making money with foreign gangs, they overlook shit. And that's a fact. Of course
they do. It's the money, Lee. It's the right. Right. Another thing in 2030, right? That's when they're going digital. What I'm saying here, they're going digital. They don't hide it. They tell you. So this is what gets me mad as well. Is greed. I mean, I'm not a rich man, I don't like, but if I had fucking 200 acres, I'd put my people on that acres. Trust me. But these people, I say to them, look, if you've got £1 million or whatever, 2030, 2031, trust me, they'll switch it off. You'll have to go digital. Oh, well, they can't do that. They do what they want. And then they'll buy your money back off you at like 10p a pound, like they did in Tuskegee in America. It's there. But people are so fucking up. Oh, well, I've worked for this. And it's like, well, fair enough. Like, farmers, I mean, I love farmers. I fucking do, and they're getting shit end of the stick. I always say to people, buy off your farmers. Oh, I can't be, but this, and I say, no, go to your farmers. Your farmers are your lifeblood, they're your lifeline. Without your farmers, you're buggered because they're controlling food. And once you know what's it, at least when you get it from your farmers, you know it's R4E. When you get it from shops and that, I can show you it crawling. Get a piece of liver, I can show you it crawling. I can put 2 charges in it and bump it up and it's off. It's what they're putting in the shit. It's graphene oxide, what I'm telling you. It's in every. But no, we need men. This is why sometimes, I mean, some YouTubers will get wrong. Oh, he's having a go at me. Because I say to them, no, because if somebody drags a lass down an alleyway, a 9-year-old lass or 11, and like 6 men get the way with them, and your solution is, well, we need to talk about this. No, that's not my solution.
No,
My solution, is a fucking. I want a gallows building, and that's my solution. Oh no, we'll talk about it. So I go off at some, but I don't mean no bad be it. You know, I don't mean. I just say to men, be a man. Oh well, I won't let that happen to me or mine. I say you will, because you're letting it now. You're letting it now. In hindsight, you're letting it now because it's only a matter of time before it happens to somebody you love or you care for, and that's just a fucking fact.
I think the problem that we've got, so you're right. Okay, one, a lot of people are sleepwalking, mate.
Very.
But the government have got a lot to blame on scaring people, and people are scared. Right now, I know from my days when I was a young wannabe person, nothing hard, nothing special.
No,
but when I done work and things were needed to be done, and we had to stand shoulder to shoulder and have it dealt with and deal with things. I have been in situations when I've turned to my left and my right and found there's only 2 or 3 of us, and the rest have all run back to their Peter and hiding behind the door.
Bingo.
Right, and it's been left to me and a 1 or 2 of the Adams to carry on with that said discussion, and it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is what I say. I'd rather have 1 good man with me than 3 useless men. And I'm proof of this. I can show you shootings and fucking stabbings and slashings, all for having an opinion. But I'd rather have 1 good lad with me than fucking 3 bad lads that stand with their hands. You never walk into a fight with your hands in your pocket. And I look at these people on the street and they're like, oh, you getting hard with it. Not with me, I'm on about when they have a confrontation. But they stood with their hands in pockets. My granddad used to slap me around the head, take your fucking hands out of your pockets. And I look at the youth. But the good thing about it, like you said, about these groups that are going all over, they want me in one, right? And I've said, and they've gone, how old are you? And I've gone, well, 53. They've done the background check on me. And I said, oh, I'm a bit too old. I said, you like to? They went, no, we want you. We have campfires and want you to talk. And I'm like, well, all right then. It's just giving them that push up. Do you know what I mean? This is why they're banning everybody next year under 16. It's not because, obviously, you know, to protect it. It's so that they're seeing everything. This is why they're about to buy platforms. They're seeing these these wall talkers, double tapping children, newborn babies. Who does that? They're seeing it. So they're thinking, these meant to be our allies? I'm not sticking up for Palestine. All I'm saying is what they're doing is wrong. It's a Geno. If I say it, it'll get flagged. That word gets flagged. But that's all it is. And they won't stop. But the crazy thing about it is that's what they will do to us as well. It's no different. That's what they'll do to us once they get hold over us properly. And this Burnham that's going in.
We've got to switch on rather lively. And it's like we've got 3 years to get people all on board on this.
Yes, we have.
We've got to start with Restore, to be honest, on the big election. Get them in to start the reverse, because you know you've got to be daft and stupid to think that they're going to go quietly. Are they, sod? And that's why we need the men and the veterans to be retooled, retrained, and back out on the street. And I personally think the police should be stood down, demobbed, and flung back out on the street.
What we need, Lee, it's, I mean, the boys are there. They need leaders, Lee. What do you know what I mean? Like talkers, like you, me. You know what I mean? Because some lads are that. I mean, I don't knock them for it, but they are shy. You know what I mean? I mean, they can fight for England, Lee.
That's why I always have a saying. That's why I fell out with Paul. One of the reasons is I don't follow men behind the lines.
What you mean, pervert, Paul?
Paul thought when he left with the Spain, I got
Oh,
peed off
oh
because
yeah, I made a video
I
of
thought that
it.
was a cowardice move. If you're going to lead your men and get your
Yes,
country back, you lead from the front. You
of
make
course
sure
you
you're
do.
with your men. You go over.
Formal. Yes,
I'm not nothing
yes,
special. Of course I'm not. But I
I know
believe
what
that
you
you've got to
mean.
lead by example.
Yes. Solidarity with your brothers. If you can't put faith in your brothers, you can't put faith in nobody. You need a man at left and a man at right here. That's all you need.
Yeah.
He's bought and paid for. His offshore account, he's laundering through his watches. I've got it all, Lee. If
No,
I'm
no.
allowed,
I remember
it's
that
just,
thing that I had Saxon with him,
yeah, I made
and to
that
be honest,
video.
I'm quite glad you done that parody of it because you sort of put all the receipts there for me for what I was saying. So it's
Yeah,
sort of, do you get me?
yeah,
You
yeah, I
know what I
do.
mean? I actually quite liked it, to be honest. That Liam Neeson, I thought
Oh,
it was quite funny, but quite obviously he didn't. But you know what I
no,
mean? But that I believe that you got to lead from the front, and a lot of people are not
yes,
understanding this
no,
because
they're not.
otherwise we're going to be speaking about this in 10 years' time if we're lucky.
Yes,
If we're
yes.
lucky.
It's all down to condition. Everything's down to conditioning. Everything's down to what they're getting taught in schools. And like I said, type it in how many schools, colleges, universities Chinese own. What I mean by that is we're not allowed in them universities, them schools, or them colleges. Those Chinese are born. That shouldn't be happening in fucking England. What I'm saying here, that shouldn't be happening in England. We don't have an MP that represents the English people. We don't. We have an MP that.
Ben Lush just said to you,
Oh,
say
Ben, all
hello.
right, Ben.
He said to say hello to Saxon because the old git ain't even looking at the chat.
Oh no, I'll look at it now. I'm just looking out window getting stressed at this fucking boat person across from me. Sorry,
It
I'll
ain't
look at it
Danny,
now.
is it? A boat person.
Oh,
It
for
ain't Frank, is it? Part of his armada.
They've never
I'm
built a
sorry,
boat.
mate, but I'd rather
Okay.
give me 10 good men and the
Yeah,
stuff we need, and I could do more
yeah.
to bring this country down, and Danny Tomo and all his fundraising and all these fan club could do put together. All them
Danny
young boys are
Tomo,
walking into tracks with that Danny
I know.
Tomo. They're
Yeah,
all
they
going to
are.
get nicked.
Danny Tomo is the epiphany of just a
Class.
BB, a begging bastard. Is just doing what Tom. That they're making money off it, but what it is right. It's like Paul Fort, right? It says on his channel he's got over 300,000 subs or something, right? I ain't looked at him for a bit, but I'm gonna start making videos on him again. So get on my Rumble channel because that's where it's at. I'm allowed a bit more leeway. I got
There's
banned in
one more one to
2019.
go because I was looking at subtrack sacks.
Yeah, Rumble, they let me get away with much more. I'm allowed to call them what I want to call
Do
them.
you reckon that'd be the one for me to go over to? Because I think
Yes,
X and
yes,
this are going to come into the end, mate.
yeah. Well, it's look in the owns X, right? I mean, I do respect him a bit, but right? He's got 11 kids as Musk, right? He's got 11 children. What I say by that is, right, like six, five, no, it's six, no, it's five. Five of them kids are born to wall talkers from Israel, what I'm saying here. So what that does is when them kids grow up, they'll use them kids like the dad. In other words, they're Israeli. And then more of his kids, some were born in USA, some were born in South Africa, blah, blah, blah. But what I'm saying here is I understand him in a way because there's a back door for where they're just crashing. Basically, they'll crash him or take him straight out. So he's doing best he can do by letting certain things through. He's letting a lot through, but he's also letting a lot. He wants this country to go up, is what Elon Musk wants. It's there, you can see it, it's all there. He wants it to go up. Now, most people look at that and think, well, is he doing that on a good thing or a bad thing? But and then you go back to Anglo and this and that. I've got all tapes here, by the way. Oh, they're on tape because of that old young'uns. We used to have tapes. But anyway, I've got it all from fucking 80s and that. Everything is constructed around everything. So what I'm saying it is because the American people are saying, well, we don't want these Jeets in, JEETS is basically Indians, you know what I mean, and Pakistanis and all this and that because they're docile. I'm sorry, but they're just docile. They don't even know how to get out of the way of a fucking train. But anyway, So they know that the American public are happy what I'm saying here, and they're allowed to still carry arms. So they're not happy. So basically what he's trying to do, Musk and that and Trump, is to get a race war brewing in this country so all our people move to America so we can get into work over there. I've got all the blueprint for it. But I'm not saying he's a bad man. I'm not saying all like that because you can tell he's not. But it's all by design, every single thing. The men need to come together, fuck your football team, fuck this, fuck that. Come together, protect your women, protect your children, get rid of the schools, educate your own everything's there. They have these little open wood things and that. And they just pull teachers in on because they're getting taught division, they're getting taught to hate their own people. Well, you've seen it on telly with these pro-Palestine white people saying they hate. It's like, what? You're white. I know, but I hate you. Empire. No, we brought them live. Life expectancy were no bigger than 16 or 18 before we got there. We've just put you up by like fucking 70 years. We've given you medication. We built the infrastructure. Yeah, we've had a few knocks on way because you were fucking sacrificing and selling your own people. We put a stop to that. We give you Christianity. Basically, we stopped all that. We give you the infrastructure. We give you buildings. We give you everything. And you have just decimated that. And now you want to move to our country and then pretend you're an intellectual. They're not intellectual. This is what I mean. But this is where I get, oh, you're weasy. Yeah, fucking am, if you're calling me for that. It's just, you're not made for our sphere. You're not made for Anglosphere. You can call all kings and queens what you want throughout whatever, right? But what they did was kept his borders clean. Do you know what I mean? It were these that talked at walls. But you got to understand these Zionists as well, Lee, right? You got to understand, like Tommy Rob, but he's not even his real fucking, you know what I do with that little bastard. I can't say it on here. Right. But there's 90% of them are fucking Christians. It's like, you can't make it up, Lee. So then they're going for money. You know what I mean? These Christians that say, oh, I'm a Christian. No, you're not. Oh, because they try to get in Christian Zionism, what's trying to get it? It's a construct, it's made up. I've told you it's Schofield Bible. But this is why they're giving you now that Fox. Is it Lawrence Fox? They're giving you him, that father. Yeah. Fuck knows what he's bred with. Yeah, but anyway, him. And they're giving you Tommy Robert. I flick a cig at him and watch his afro go. I can't. Calvin, some shit, I don't know. But they're all in it. They're all what multiculturalism. They call themselves patient. They're not. I'm sorry. All we want is our people's future guaranteed. Not no more, not no less. That's all we want. We'll build our own.
Any other country, mate.
Yes, yes. But this is the only reason they haven't took it by now, Lee, is because Americans won't give the guns up. You can't blame them. It's the only reason, literally, because they started in '85 with Guildford. Remember Guildford? Is it Michael whatever? Went round Guildford. Well, that was a psyop. Hungerford, that's it. Well, that was a psyop, Lee. This is our. It started in '85.
I reckon he was slotted by the boys in the school because that was strange how that ended, wasn't it?
No,
when you think back to that,
yeah. But they call it Monarch. Basically, it's like MK Ultra. This goes back to 1948. This. See, I've done this for a lot of years, but it's Monarch. What they do, the government bring you in. Basically, they can phone you up and say a word, and that'll click you. Then you'll go out and do something for the government. And then when you come back in, when you see your front door, your door number, it'll click you back to your normal self. So you won't remember what you've just done. It's called MK Ultra, Monarch. CIA 48 to 56, 72. They said they got rid of it, but they didn't. Manson, that is it. Manson, that it works. In other words, it works. They can get in a human brain. They can basically they can phone you one night, tell you a word after you've been into their Tavistock, and you can go do something which you won't think of doing in your wildest dreams, like slaughtering somebody. What I'm saying here, if they want somebody to take. And then you won't remember it. You'd remember going back to your door, then looking at your door. If it were a red door with number 9 on 10 on whatever, then that'd click you out of what you'd just done. So you wouldn't remember it. So that in '85, that had that all over it. He wasn't even walking around them streets in '85. No, you had people phoning in saying, well, we can't see. No, we're hearing banged. What I'm trying to say, then in '95, right, it all comes from Freemasons. But anyway, '95 then, when they did that, is it Dunfer? When they did that school with that fella, up in Scotland, Dunkirk. Is it not
Dunblane.
Dunkirk? Right.
Dunblane.
That's it. Right.
The
I'll
night
tell you how
so
much.
medium so.
Yeah, but listen. Right. I'll show you how much this is scripting. There were two boys that didn't go to school that day that had dentist appointment. That were future Wimbledon champions. Andy Murray's brother Jamie Murray. What I'm trying to say, it was a sale in Freemasonry. They pulled them out for a day and let that man who were under Monarch go do that. It's all to get your guns, what I'm saying here. That was final straw, basically, when that happened. So then they come round for guns. They were de-arming you for what's happening now, what I'm saying here. It's all constructed. But no, but people also, when they go, oh, well, my dad were a Freemason, I'm not on about the low levels. Yeah, well, the good people, they're just all men sat in pub. Again, I say to them, it's not. Look, the 32 degrees, then you get a complimentary 33rd. What I mean by that is when you're 32 degrees, all 32 degrees will put like balls in a bag to see if they want you in 33rd degree. So if they like you, they'll want you in 33rd degree. If they don't, you won't get it. They call it getting blackballed. But also, when you're on your 30th degree, if you're going for your 31st degree, you've got to get rid of Jesus. I've got it all. And you've got to bow to Mohammed. That's what you've got to do to get. That's why they wear them red fezzes, Turkish red fezzes. That comes through blood. That's another story. But no, so when these people are coming out, like these podcasters, like James English's one, look at his fucking handshakes. Go on a James English podcast when he's got like David Icon, because he's another one. Look at the handshakes. Just when they see another Mason, you'll see it's there. Entered apprentice, first knuckle, second apprentice, second knuckle, and so forth and so forth. It's all in the handshakes. But but you're not going to look at the handshakes. You're going to look at the people as you do. But like it's Liam, I'm not calling Liam. I don't think he's bright enough. But anyway, what I'm saying is, when you get these people saying, "Well, my dad would have," yeah, but he never got past third degree. He never got past Master Mason. 99.9% of Freemasons don't get past the third degree. There's another 29 fucking degrees to go, and then they call it pulling back the veil. So there's more than that. But your father or your grandfather, basically, if you're a Freemason, what I'm saying to you, you get first dibs, you get security. So if you're a Freemason and you've got a job for life, what I'm saying here. Or you're a contractor, you get first dibs at bricks, whatever more. You get looked after by your brothers, what I'm saying here. But in return, you've got a gatekeep. So if anybody comes at you, we're like, oh, well, Freemasons are bad, you've got to kick it down and say, no, they're not. No, we just go to a pub and have a few pints. No, people need to get that out of their head. Yeah, that's the lower degrees. That's them, yeah. That's where the security, the gatekeepers. Like, I've got Tommy Robinson and his fucking nice fucking thing jacket on with two-headed eagle. But I've got that. That's from 2 fucking 14. Got it all. So when they say, oh, they're not, they're harmless, no, they're not. No, they're not. Your dad is probably, and your uncle or whatever, because they're not above. Once you're over third degree, that's when the rituals start, basically what I'm saying here. The rituals and Rosicrucians as well, from 15 to 18, Scottish Rite. You only get 13 in York Rite. Same as Church of Satan. That's another thing. When they say MAGA, make America great again. No, it don't mean that. They're telling you it means that. That's is it Daniel Levy? Whatever, Church of Satan in 1966, basically. And that's the 5th degree on the Church of Satan, which is the last degree, which when they switched it all. So MAGA don't mean not like that. It's different. There's different clubs, basically. But if you want to be Prime Minister of this country, look it up. It's on Google, just look up the 1922 club, even though it didn't come into effect till 1923. So you think, well, why would they call it 1922 club? But it didn't come out till 1923. It's all on Google, this. It's because 22, there's 3 numbers that are master numbers, 11, 22, and 33. And now I've told you them numbers, 11, 22, 33. When you watch news or when you watch events, you'll keep seeing the numbers, 11, 22, 33, what I'm saying here. It's all constructed. Everything's constructed. Everything. And they manifest the numbers. It's like Keir Starmer. When Keir Starmer got in 2024, get on this, he got in 2024, do you know, right, his birthday, they always go from the birthdays. His birthday is on September 2nd, and then, because he got power in July, They want a sacrifice. We're going to give you power, Kia, so we want something back. They want a blood sacrifice. So from his birthday, 2nd September, to when his brother died, if you remember, on Boxing Day, same year, it's bang on 3 months, 3 weeks, 3 days to minute. Right, in gematria, like A1, B2, C3, all through alphabet, this is how they talk to each other. And they do it backwards, like Z1, H1, H6. This is how we talk to each other. But you write down blood sacrifice in that, and it adds up to 333. Everything. But you're not allowed to learn this knowledge, you see. Only people that have this knowledge are the ones that talk to walls. The Kabbalists, what I'm saying here. And if you get caught with it and all that, it's a death sentence. Everything you've been taught, every mortal thing. Oh, my dad's a pretty. No, he's not. He's a gatekeeper. But yeah, it's tiring, to be truthful with you, Lee. But I'm not ready for fucking knackers yard yet. I will go to my dying breath. Put it that way. But anyway, how are you, Lee?
No, I'm all right. I
know.
I wholeheartedly agree with what you say, because believe it or not, I actually do my due diligence, and I've had a few boys from London town say, Lee, you got to look at the big picture, bro. You got to educate yourself a bit more.
Yes.
Right. And I went in with an open heart and an open mind, and that's all they asked me to do. And they said, Lee, go and watch The Greatest Story Never Told. And they said, mate,
Yes.
it'd be fucking hard to find.
Yes.
I finally found it.
What do you
9
think of it?
hours or 6 hours.
What do you think of it, though? Have you seen Europa,
I'm
the last
still
battle?
in shock about certain things,
Yes.
mate.
Because you've been lied to. Yes.
I've been brought up to think a certain person was my hero,
yes.
and I didn't realise he was taking backhanders and sold us out.
Yes. Have you ever seen, right, Europa, the last battle? You've
Which
gone
one?
offline. The Europa, the last battle, that's on for like 12 hours. That's like Greatest Story Never Told. It's just same as it. It's just same. I've got it on my Telegram channel.
Well, what's that called, mate?
It's called Europa, the last battle. Europa, the last battle. They took it off YouTube years ago. They took it off. Only platform it's on is Telegram. Offline, Telegram. Type in Telegram, Europa, the last battle. That is just same. It's great. That'll give you more insight what they did at Germans, what they did at German people. That'll give you more insight. What they're doing to them, they're doing to us now, book for book, page for page. They're not creative.
Well,
they're just saying.
I'm a firm believer that actually we're all being played.
Of course, we're being played.
The Muslims are being played against us for a race war, and then they're going to swoop in and pick up the winnings.
Of course, they just they want us to do it to each other. Right, in their books, right, they go 3 books. They go off Kabbalah, they go off Talmud, and they go off another one called Zohar. Basically, they come from word of mouth from wall talkers, but they're built around Talmud. They're built around Talmud. You have the Zohar, you have I've just said names of it. Zohar, Talmud, and Kabbalah. Kabbalah coming in 777. This is how far back these 6 books go. What I'm saying here, and it's all the same shit. Right, you can do to a child as long as it's over 3 years old and 1 day, and they do it, right? To do it, what I'm saying here, and what they're doing for endgame. We're in culling stage now, not killing, so don't flag it. I mean culling, C-U-L-L-I-N-G, culling. Basically, we're in their endgame. We're in Revelations. This is why the year Revelations, they're playing Revelations out with famines and starving and hunger and killings and blah blah. It's just what's happening now. What I'm saying here. But we're in the culling stage. What they want, this is how sick these fuckers are. 2,800 miners each. And if things are carry on, they will get it, because they've been getting it for the last fucking so many 100 years. That's their end game. What you're seeing in like Lebanon, you look up Lebanon in 50s, 60s. Beautiful. Fucking beautiful. Look at it now. It's a sandcastle. Look at Palestine. Well, obviously you've seen it's a sandcastle. They're going to do the same to us. What they did to Germany. They're just bombers in oblivion. They want to be overall masters, but they're not at top of tree. They're not at top of tree. But they're just like, they're the right arm of what's doing it. And they're called Jesuits as well, which Jesuits are your priests, are your Catholic priest, to be truthful with you, but they've been in bed a long time. It's like, same as with I've got no against Catholics. I mean, I'm meant to be a Protestant, but I've got no against Catholics, no against, but I'm an Ordinist. But anyway, I've got no, what I'm saying here is, in 15th century, 16th, 17th century, up until now, when you see a Catholic priest and he's baptizing your kid, whatever, he's got to be a 5th grade MAGA, like I've told you, Church of Satan. And that's when these Jesuits sprung up. They sprung up in 1532. They got recognised 1540 by Pope. Now that Pope's right hand, basically they're assassins for Pope, but they tell you they love Jesus. No, they don't. They're assassins for Pope, what I'm saying here. That's who his bodyguard is. But that's who's running show. That's who's overseers over wall talkers and everything else, really. And your governments, they all bow to these people. Even your king, that was not king, is he? But no. Only people that are stopping the Muslims from climbing fucking Buckingham Palace and taking kid and doing whatever to king and his kids are the Christians. That's the only reason they haven't done it yet. And that clown behind that wall's coming out saying, "Oh, I love Muslim. I'm the protector of all the faiths." He's not meant to say that. He meant to overthrow him as soon as he says that. He's got to be protector of one faith, which is Catholic, Catholic, basically Christians, what I'm saying here. But this is how you know it's all coming undone. Everything's going into fruition because you've got your king coming out now saying it, and it's like, really? And then I can go deeper, and it's like, oh, Prince William met this young lass and they're married called Kate. They just met in a bar. No, they didn't. From the day they were born, they were paired to each other. This is why Kate was brought up in Jordan, next door to Palestine. She was reciting the fucking Quran when she was 7. It's all there. Got it all. It's and people go, oh, they fell in love, they met at a bar and he's marrying future. No, they got born for it. This is why we were born on 21st of June, summer solstice. Because William is will I am. It flips all the time. Will I am. He used to be protector of Rome, what I'm saying here. A ginger fella, but they're getting rid of gingers. They want rid of gingers. Irish, they want rid of that. Oh, they want rid of all of us, what I'm saying here. Because then, Lee, once they get rid of us, if they ever do get rid of us, these invaders and that, and all these Pakistanis, Indians, Africa, they won't be able to feed themselves. They're not known to grow food. All they're known to do is beg, borrow, and steal off us. And you say, well, they've got businesses that. No, they've had them given a one with Princesses Trust and that when they're coming to the country. They've been set up with businesses like what they're doing now. They're getting 500 grand houses. They're getting businesses. They're getting vape shops. They don't come over here with a bean, Lee. They don't come with a bean in the pocket. Basically, it's all by design, what I'm saying here. And they're getting big shops and they're getting contracts and they're getting this. Because what they've got to do is put these people that are below us in human pecking order, which can't do shit for themselves, what I mean. Their countries are mud huts and what I'm saying here. Basically, they're trolling us because they're putting them in positions of power above us. And our people are bowing to them. And what greater spectacle than the World Cup. Most don't talk fucking English. It's unbelievable how dumbed down people are. They need to rise. I'll lead it. They need to rise. Fucking hell.
It's a big mess.
Yeah, but it's not a new mess though, Lee. This mess has been going on since King George III.
I know, mate.
It got
reset. Sold out.
Oh, so bad. It got reset in 1776 when they said they took America. No, that's when they reset everything. There's another thing called Tataria. Basically, it's Russia now. They've just erased it from history. Everything's been erased from history. That's when they did their assault on Europeans. On Anglosphere, all this and that, 1776. That's when they started it. They started writing all history books and this and that to give themselves, oh, well, my bloodline's been here 1,000 years. That's where I'm kicked. No, you've been put there to play a role. This is how it is with usury. Do you know that, like paying interest, it's always been banned? This is why you know your church is captured. As soon as church come out and said, oh, we give blessings to abortions, women are allowed to abort. No, they're not. No, they're not. Look at popes at old. They won't have it in the fucking court. They knew you were but now, oh, they get the blessing. Oh, they're allowed to lend you a 10 and then you've got to pay 20 back. No, it's called usury. They're not allowed to do that in a Christian fucking nationality. This is how you know you're being taken over. What I'm saying here. This is how you know. Because no vicar, no pope would have a baby, like get aborted, what I'm saying here. They won't do it. And the 74 million get done annually in all countries. 74 million, but not one of their babies. It's one of ours. 74 million a year. Oh, you know, that's a lot.
Do you believe, Saxon, that due to you know that the grooming gang scandal's been going on for like the 50s?
Yeah, 55.
Do you believe that there's British girls that have been forced and trafficked out of this country and now being forced into Islamic marriages abroad?
Yes, there's hundreds of thousands of them, probably millions. Yes, it's never stopped. It's a revolving door. I've got testimony from security guards, you know, that guard big docks with, you know, big boxes, Johnson boxes that get put on the ships that all trainers come in, this and that, big ships like 3,000 boxes on full of stuff from China. I've got testimony, I've got it, I can make a video of it. Where security, man, this is how fucking dumb they are. Saying, oh, I was at work last night, all I could do was screaming when I'm walking around. It's the fucking girls in the boxes that are getting trucked. But yes, there's thousands, hundreds of thousands, and your government knows about it because your government's complicit in it. Yes, they're getting to right. Look up how many children go missing a year. Right, just look it up on Google, and when you see that, you'll think, eh?
I did it yesterday. I had a look at that,
and you'd think, well, we don't even get. We're lucky if we get told about one a year. No, it's just
I didn't realise it stood up in the tens and tens of thousands alone in this country. Go missing, gone.
Yeah, sometimes it's 140,000 a year. Let that sink in. It's never stopped, Lee.
180,000 a year of children.
Yes.
Where do they go?
They go to abroad. That's what I'm saying. All these are dirty fucking bastards, as you know. But
and then those two girls that went missing in Turkey as well, and then their family got referred to another agency, and that agency told that family to, well, forget about it. The girls are growing up, and it's a normal way of life. Girls, hundreds of thousands of girls go missing every year.
We'll never forget about it, Lee. If we ever get power, we'll get into power. We'll build this fucking armada back up. These men have become lazy. The top and bottom of it, Lee, the man has become so lazy and so conditioned to do nothing. And they're doing it. No, I would be fucking Winston Churchill without the cigars on the oceans if I could get the chance. And what would I do when I went over there? I would obliterate the lot and take my girls back. And seriously, I would. I've had sleepless nights over this. Because I'm thinking, you're hearing women screaming on ships that are, and men going.
Every year.
What? They're getting shipped all over to Pakistan, India, mainly Pakistani and India. That it's been going on for so long. But your crowns that need deep in it, because your crown get a cutback off it. Your crown as well. Your royal family, they're knee deep in it, and they know they are. That's why they live behind fucking walls. They know they are. They're all. There's that hundreds. It's like, really? It's that mad. But because of the men,
I feel we've got to get Rupert Lowe into power. That's our main objective. For first things first. Yeah. We've got to get the grooming gang bastards all done. And I've read into that. And the women, majority of them, they know.
Of course they knew.
Right? They were doing all the beatings after the men had all their, you know what I mean?
Yes. Right? The women are more complicit than the men. Yeah. The women ain't our women. Right. Listen, you cannot get more diverse than a white person. We have blonde hair, brown hair, ginger hair, black hair. Do you know what I mean? We have green eyes, we have brown eyes, we have blue eyes, we have red skin, we have wavy skin, we have brown skin. Right, with one of them, you get brown hair, brown skin, brown eyes. And I'm not coming across as a cunt. I'm just telling you how it is. So this is how much the people have been conditioned, have go outside and beat the pots and pans. Oh, diversity is our greatest strength. Well, you are the most diverse creature on this planet. And it's the women that are like, oh, these and the Asian, but you've got to understand these women that are coming in with Asians, that are Asian women, and that they look at our women and they hate them because I'm sorry, but our women are the best women in the world. I'm sorry, but they are. And it's just a fact. And people go, oh, you're racist, fuck off. You know, but they are. And they look at them in awe, they hate them. So when they've got chance to push them away, they will push them away. You see it on fucking social networks all the time. Because they're shit. They've got to put wigs on. They've only got, I'm not having a pop, I'm just telling facts. Because my job is to protect my people and my females, especially my children. And if you're going to break a few fucking eggs, I'll break a fucking full 5 of them. I won't shut up for no bastard, to be truthful with you. But when you say it to some people, they're like, oh, God, he hates it. I'm like, oh, no, I don't. I want my people. I don't have a favourite place. I have a favourite people, and they're my people, in other words. But what you're doing to our people, how you're crippling them, you're getting rid of female, and the men are so conditioned. They're too comfortable, what I'm saying here, putting the feet up, cracking the beer open, watching. They're too comfortable. They're not men, the majority of them. Still men out there, but they're far and few between, lad. Fuck, you know.
So, I mean, we all know with the situation we're in, and it goes on forever, and we could talk on for it forever. But what would you like to see as Saxon? You're a man of deep knowledge, but what would you, without saying anything quite obviously to get yourself in trouble, but what would you like to see happen? What would you like to see happen?
Guillotine round them all up.
Now, you do know when Restore, when they do get power in 2029, because they will. Right?
Oh yeah, hopefully.
The first thing they will do is bring back a referendum on the death penalty. So I'll take it that you're totally behind it, because I am.
Yes,
I am.
Of course I. This is why I support Rupert Law. This is the only reason I'm supporting Rupert Law, is because he will, even though he'll be establishment, like he's just admitted, multiculturalism don't bother him. So they're getting at him, what I'm saying here, to say this stuff. You know what I mean? But it will abolish all this. You know what I mean? It'll bring death back. It'll bring hangings back in. Basically, it'll hold people accountable. And that's when we can clean up, because then he'll have 4 years. If he gets in power, we'll have 4 years then. So what I'm saying is yes, and we get that yes, and we start doing that, like they did to us, in 50 cities, towns and cities. They kept magistrates open all night for our people to get 5 year, 4 year, 3 year for a fucking tweet and this and that. Well, we'll do the same, but we'll have gallows in gyms. That's what I want. And then, because they've dismantled us, fucking Air Force have dismantled us. I'm sorry, but they have. It's all by design. Well, they're making themselves powerful in Israel. They're dismantling ours. 70,000. Well, that's nothing compared to what we had. I'd build all that back up, and I would. I'd build the fucking lot back. Then I'd go get the girls. Seriously, number one thing is get your asses over there, lads, and get them fucking females brought back to England and Scotland, Wales, and Ireland. That's what I do in a nutshell. And no one would stop me either if I could get that power. It's terrible what they're doing.
To be honest with you, I'm totally in agreement with you. Without sounding like too irrational, but I have come to the stage where I'm sick and tired of them and their victimhood. I'm sick and tired of them. All right? Okay, I'd help anyone out, but you know what? I wouldn't pee on them if they were on fire. And I think we've got to get our kids out. We've got the capabilities, and then stop foreign aid and just close up shop to them. We owe nothing to anyone for a fucking empire that went in the 40s. Go and see America about that, whoever's got it now.
No, because they're doing the same with Americans now. They're trying to push it over to India now. That's what I'm saying here. The men have been conditioned to do nothing. Then they brought a word out. It was Trotsky that did Russian Revolution, basically a Bolshevik, a wall talker, a fucking tunnel digger, you know what I mean, that take children. He brought a word out when he said, oh, we'll call it racism. That wasn't against black, white when it got brought out. That was against the Christians that were getting slaughtered. And there was over 60 million, by the way. That if Christians spoke out in Russia in 2030s and that, they got called racist because they were speaking out against kangaroos, XR2s, fucking war-talking Jews, you know what I mean? So now they just flipped it and said, right, we'll use this, but what we'll do is we'll flood this country, England, with them, and if the whites say, oh, would you say you're racist? And it's stuck, and it grown men shiver. I don't shiver. I go to prison, but it's so constructed. But men now, if you've noticed, men are like coming out and saying, so what? But they're not racist, like going around calling people derogatory names. What I mean is, if you stick up for your family, your loved ones, or all like that, or you have an argument with somebody not your race or your colour, like a taxi driver or anything, you pull them over for speeding, all they've got to say to you is you're racist. Men will collapse. Men with businesses, I mean, or men with careers and all like that, will walk away. No, you've got to turn back round and say, whoosh, so what? Grow a pair of balls. I know women with bigger dicks, in other words, what I'm saying here. But no, it needs nipping. Like I said, after 2030, it's Agenda 2030. They've had this riled up. I've got it all. From when towers come down, Agenda 21. I've got it all. Like I said, they had Agenda 2030, Agenda 2020, Agenda 201, Agenda 2025. When AI come in, I had all this in 2008. I can show you it all. I could have put in 2030, Agenda 2030 is when they get control, when everything drops, like banking goes over. So it doesn't matter how much money you've got in bank, they'll turn it off. It is a switch, literally, what I'm saying here. And then people like saying, well, what do we do now? Oh, we're a millionaire. They'll say, well, we'll buy it back 10p a pound, just like they've always done. Like cattle. Like Danny Tomo now, when he's like, he's got 20,000 or something. Last time I looked to join his new crew. And this is how people are so stupid. When that happened in Southampton with that poor kid, and then he went down, it was that Richard Dickin man who I can't stand that cup. But anyway, that Tommy Rob, they stood on them stairs at a police station, basically, and told the people to write without telling them to write, if you know what I mean. That they were saying, oh, that man's house hasn't been touched yet, where that kid got stabbed. He's telling them what to do, what I'm telling you to write. If that had been me, you, or anybody else in chat, you would have been, boom, locked up, you'd have been straight on remand, and you'd have been doing 10 to 15 years through terrorism charges. That's just the way it is. This is what, right, do you know what a chief officer is? It's a human intelligence source. Criminal, right, just type in your computer, CHIS operative. It'll bring it straight up and then you'll get it straight away. It's a covert human intelligence source. What I'm saying by that is the MPs brought this in, then they flipped it in 2020 or 2021 when they come in with jab. What I'm saying here. So now they can sell drugs if they get caught, no charges. They can launder money if they get caught, no charges. Even if they're in a fight and they kill somebody, as long as they're working for MPs, because it's come from MPs, this. No charge, and it tells you that on Google. Just look it up, and once you look that up, that's when you'll see it. Then all these people that meant to be our people stood on stairs rallying people up, this and that, this and that. The CHIS officers. This is why they're always getting a pass. 2 lads went over to France for that Danny Tomo. I did reverse Google on it. It was on a beach down fucking somewhere in Sal. Somebody, I think Ben said it in chat last night. It was there. All you got to do is reverse Google it. And it'll show you where he's at, and he's going, yeah, I'm on beaches of Francis, blah, blah, blah. But and then he stood next to a fucking sign, which you reverse Google that, it tells you where it is. But it's wrote in English, and I'm thinking, please don't, no, lads, don't go over to France. Lads have gone over to France. They got tortured for 5 days. They got, you know what I mean? And what I'm saying to you is they get paid like cattle, you know, per head. So it's like he's got like over 20,000 emails now. What I'm saying here, once they have the email, they've got you. What I mean by that is they know who you are, they know your family, they know your favorite color, what you have for dinner, takes. They've got your Facebook, they've got everything about you. So if they think you're a threat, they will come and take that threat out of it. If you're an alpha male, they'll take you out of the game before they make their move, and that's all he's doing. He's just harvesting emails, same as David Inman. They must just harvesting emails because they sell them then because the new, basically, the new collateral is information. That's what it's going to be trading after 23rd. It's all information. That's right. Look, I'm just going to go get a can of lager. Give us 2 or 3 minutes. Is that all right, fella?
Yeah, mate, no problem. You take your time.
All right. Give us a minute, fella.
No problem. Hello, Paz. I'll see you in the chat there, my friend. Hope you're doing very well. Yeah, I think Saxon's had a breath. He knows his stuff. I'll put in there. If anyone fancies jumping on, you're more than welcome. I think that's being getting an argument now.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that was brilliant. Thanks for dropping on, Paz. Lovely to see you, mate. I hope you're doing very well. Yeah, I was with you. I saw you in the conversation there. I still can't believe people vote Labour. I just can't understand it. What's that doing on there? How did I do that? But Sachs will be on in a second, bless him. But as I was saying, well, sorrowful state. I just want to know what we do. But I mean, what do you people think about this Burnham so-called bounce? I mean, do you really believe that more people will vote Labour? Do they honestly believe that change? It's going to be change, all right. It's going to be a change of lifestyle. But this Burnham bounce, I keep hearing about it. It's doing my nutting. But please, all the Australia spelling on back. Yeah, come on, Paul. You're more than welcome, me old mate. Where are you? Dead cat, no bounce. Yeah, I bloody hope so. Yeah, I detest the geezer. I'll put this up once more. It's up to you guys. Just do it. We've got like a bloody pace now. I feel like I'm achieving something. Yeah, come on, Biro Face. Where are you? I've put up the link. That was a good pickle on him, wasn't it? Got him good and proper. He gets so lagged. How he hasn't fallen off that boat, I don't know. No wonder the RNLI, they're in front of him and behind him because they're watching him to see if he falls overboard. Ellie, to be honest with you, Burnham and that, it just makes me feel that everything is just fixed. I mean, it was a mayor before they took their manifesto to be voted into power. So suddenly he's given up that marriage. He's used a constituency as a stepping stone, and they voted for him. And now suddenly he's being parachuted into, you know, a position of leading the country with no manifesto or anything. I think there's going to have to be a new election. Who's this? Paul Daniels at the stage. Hello? You got your Hello?
You all right, mate?
Hello, Paul. Hello, mate. You got your Hello?
You all right, mate?
Hello, Paul. Hello, mate.
Oh,
You got your
I've got my headphones on.
Hello. Hello, mate.
I've got my headphones on.
Hello, mate.
All right, Paul, I can hear you loud and clear, mate, but you're dribbling on. Hello there, 49.
Hello, Maka. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you, sir? Thank you for...
Hot and bothered and melting away.
Well, how the fuck's my name come up with Paul Daniels? I ain't a magician. My name's Paul Connolly.
Where's the lovely Debbie McGee?
She's on her knees at the moment. Oh, no. She's playing it now.
What the hell did she see in multi-millionaire Paul Daniels? I'll never know.
I think it's that multi-bit that matters, mate. I mean,
Yeah.
Pop Debbie McGee. Fucking hell. Can't make it up, can you?
Anyway,
so, you know Paul, not Paul Daniels, Paul the mad gooner, Paz.
Fuck them, mate. I'm done. I don't do politics, brother. I don't. But the last couple of months, right, all you lot, all of you, have fucking educated me in politics, really. I'm out there. All I want to do is, I love my fucking country. I love my kids and I love their kids. All I want to do is just make sure they're all fucking safe and we've got a future. This ain't right, bro. And I was brought up in the 70s, the 60s, the 70s, the 80s and all that. It weren't like that back then. We went through a few riots and a few fucking bits of shit and that. This is different, mate. We're on our fucking knees and we need to fucking do something about it.
Yeah, this isn't just different, it's insidious. It's there's something behind it. It's not the British government. They're puppets, as far as I'm concerned. It's like when you walk into Burger King, you know, the government's the guy on the till. There's a manager upstairs. They're the ones running this whole show. It's not Starmer, it's not Burnham, it's never been any of them. They're taking orders. It's taken me a while to realise this, but they are bought and paid for politicians. It's all about the money. Follow the money, and you'll find out who's pulling the strings.
I actually agree with you wholeheartedly. I do not believe that that they run the country. I honestly believe it's the WEF.
The WEF.
So where does someone like me stand? Where does someone like me stand who don't do politics, yeah? I don't do fucking politics, I ain't done. I've had this row with my brothers, my family, with my friends, with everyone. I don't do fucking politics, yeah? But I fucking worry about my country and what's happening to our children and our system and our culture. So what am I then? Am I fucking far right? Am I a racist? Most of my fucking family are fucking Bangladeshi and they're all married into it, mate. You know what I mean? So what am I, a fucking racist bigot then?
No, what you are is
you're a fucking care about my country and my family.
Yeah, you're a pawn. You say you're not interested in politics, never have been, but they do things so bad that it makes you angry and makes you involved, and they make people who are how can I say this now? People who are not used to politics and debating it. I'm not calling you stupid or anything, but they want the working class people not to think. They want them to get angry. They want them to get violent. And when they get violent, they bring laws in to control us. That's how it works. So you're doing your bit for them by getting angry, getting involved.
Yeah, but I'm angry, mate, but not. I'm angry in a different sort of anger. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to go out and fucking hit people with bits of wood and that. I really don't. But if I have to, I fucking will.
Yeah, nobody does. Nobody does want to do that. But people are being enticed into doing it. Look at the riots recently, spawned out to the protests. People are getting angry and they're getting more sentences, or longer sentences, than people on the left, Islamists, Antifa, Momentum, Black Lives Matter, for doing less violence, then they're getting more longer sentences.
I'm getting sick of it, mate. I have to fucking move out of the way for these cunts on their fucking Uber bikes and all that on footpaths and all that bollocks. If I shout at them, I'm going to get fucking nicked and get banged up just for shouting at them and telling them have a bit of respect for our fucking law and our country and our culture.
Yeah, we've got 2 summers to get through. At the end of the day, we've got to make it to 2029 without kimping out.
Yeah, that's it.
I don't think it's going to last that long.
No, it's not. And I tell you what, if they don't get us to chimp out, to quote Bad Wolf, they'll get people inserted to do it for us. Instigators, in other words. But, you know, they'll get their way by hook or by crook.
Since COVID, they've driven a wedge between us.
I really do. It's very worrying.
It is. It's worrying times. I mean, I've got kids. I'm scared to death. I mean, they're grown up now. I've got a 14-year-old boy. I've got twin girls. They're 21. And I'm scared to death about what's going to happen to them and my future descendants. You know, I think someone said a few weeks ago, I can't remember who the hell who said it, but if these people don't go back home, then our kids won't have one.
Yes, I completely agree.
I'm fucking scared to death to have too many more kids.
What was that, Paul?
I've got, like, I might get called a fucking bigot and a racist because I've got so many fucking kids just like them. But we need to breed, for fuck's sake. It's what it's our culture and our generations need. We need to breed amongst ourselves.
Yeah, the Caucasian is a minority on the planet. That's a fact. We are a minority.
Yes, yeah. I find it offensive that everybody else that are not the minority are referred to as a minority when it's actually us.
Yeah, we've been taking the piss out of, basically. They're using our kindness against us, our liberty, our democracy, our secularism. They're using all that against us. The kindness to let them in here, taking advantage of it and using it against us. And I despair. I really do.
You're absolutely right.
It's like everyone,
they say that we're tolerant, and we are tolerant, but tolerance is basically putting up with something that you don't really like.
Yeah.
You show these people a bit of kindness and they take it as a fucking weakness and then they fucking use it against you. And I've fucking had enough of it and I ain't fucking tolerating it anymore. And if that's wrong, forgive me, I'm wrong and I'll shout and that. But nah, fuck that. I ain't having my fucking women and children fucking raped and pillaged fucking. And people could say we done it, we went around the world, but we brought civilization to fucking everyone.
Wind it in a bit, me old mate, because you
Sorry.
don't know.
It's well after the watershed, but Paul is a live wire, isn't he?
Yeah, Paul's class. I love Paul to bits, but sometimes, you know, you can say something when you don't really mean it. You just get emotional. They give you 5 years for it.
I do, mate. I do. I've been waiting all my fucking life for this. I was born for it, mate.
Yeah, well, as Lee says, Paul, you need to just watch what you say in current times, because otherwise you can be taken out of the fight before it starts.
Yeah.
That
is what we've got to do, guys, is we've got to hold on that, because I think what Paz says there is quite telling as well, truthful. I honestly believe that if we don't rise to what they want us to do, you know, playing us, I think they're going to set in agitators and false flags and things like that. And the same,
I think we've already seen examples of it happening.
Oh, come on, it's been happening for years, isn't it? Come on.
I know. I mean, to be honest, once a concert happened all them years ago with them poor girls, I thought that would be it. I actually thought it was like all men on deck now. Let's have it.
I'm amazed we got through last summer. I really am. I thought it was going to kick off last summer.
What's it going to take? What is the watershed moment? What is it going to take? What the fuck is it going to take?
I dread to think, because we've seen some horrible things happen, haven't we?
You don't want nothing nastier to happen, but it's going to be shock and awe. It's going to be
At the end of the day, it's got to be an escalation, isn't it? It's got to be an escalation. It's like if the things that have happened so far haven't already provoked us into this, then they're going to escalate it, aren't they?
Yeah, more than likely they will.
They're out in numbers. They've got community police forces, them lot. What are we fucking doing? We're out there on our own.
It's been awful. Very scary. Just stuff you never expect to see on British streets.
I was speaking to friends I grew up with back in the 80s, and we remember the riots of the miners' riots and all that, and we thought, oh, that'll be it now. Never in my life did I think Britain would turn out like this as it is now. The video of the fella, was it the Asian fella? He was stopping that old lady walking up the stairs. I think it was the train station, wasn't it? That's where we are. There's no respect. No respect, and because they know, just like the murder of Henry Nowak, they know the law will side with them because they tick boxes.
Absolutely right.
And really, do you people really think that Burnham's going to be Prime Minister? Do you all really think that? Because come on, wake up. We're going to have a Muslim Prime Minister. You know that, didn't you? You all know that.
It does kind of feel inevitable at this point. I think I'm not sure that Andy Burnham will actually be the next leader. I think it's more likely to be Sir Parliament Mahmood.
Yeah, she'll be with the Mahmood. We've got to watch out for her, mate.
Well, whatever happens, whoever gets in, we need a general election immediately. If Burnham gets in, I mean, how many people voted for him in Makerfield? 23,000? Something like that? I mean, like Katie Hopkins said, in a country where we have between 50 and 60 million voting age people, he's going to be Prime Minister on the back of, 24,000 votes. He wasn't even an MP last week.
In my opinion, if Republic gets in, I think they need to change it so that if a Prime Minister steps down, then it automatically triggers a general election.
Yeah, but not with the left.
It's a little fault for you, bad boy, Saxon, Lee. Yeah, right. What if Starmer's playing a game, right? He's pushing this, right, to bring in martial law. Because if martial law comes in, he will stay fucking Prime Minister.
Maybe he's a vindictive guy. He's a vindictive, unpatriotic coward, a treasonous coward. And he cried in his speech, didn't he, when he left? He cried like a baby.
And every single word that came out of his mouth was a lie.
Yeah, absolutely. A lying, bought and paid for charlatan, a traitor to his own people. And I wouldn't put it past him to do something vindictive before he leaves. He's the kind of guy, if he gets sent off, if he got sent off in a football match, he'd take his football home or he'd put a knife in it.
Yeah, he'd take
He ain't a fucking gooner. He ain't a fucking gooner. I'm telling you now. He ain't a fucking gooner. He ain't.
No, of course he's not. That's all for show. That's all for show. Just like, yeah.
So we'll put ourselves in a hypothetical situation here.
Oh, okay? Hypotheticals. All right.
Yeah. Oh, yes. You know me, sir. Right?
You sound like my wife.
For entertainment purposes only.
Here comes He-Man. But say, for instance, okay, right, in the next week or two, or the month or two, this Burnham shenanigans carries on, and a general election is called. Do you really think that Restore would have the capabilities or the infrastructure to go forth, or do you think it would have to be useful idiot time? Do you really think that Restore would have the capabilities?
I think reform
or the infrastructure to go forth?
Right. It will be fucking sabotage.
I think reform are going to swallow their pride. Can you hear me?
I think. Yeah.
I think you might need to drop Paul out of the chat at the moment. I think he's echoing.
Hello.
There we go. That's better.
Sorry,
no disrespect there, Paul Daniels. Hey, Paul Daniels has disappeared.
What a magic trick.
I think reform are going to have to swallow their pride and try and make amends with Rupert Lowe and Restore. That'll really disappoint the ethnats. They'll be gone. The ethnats supporting Restore are fringe, in my opinion. But if they need to take on Labour, especially with Starmer gone and Burnham be more popular, I mean, the Northerners voting for Labour just shows how entrenched they are, and they don't care. They hate the Tories and the right so much that they'd vote Labour after the past 2 years. That what they've done through Starmer is disgusting. What stupid people! I'm sorry to say that, but they are stupid. They can't be
I
watching
completely
what's
agree
going
with you.
on. But Reform are going to have to swallow their pride and kind of bend the knee to Rupert Lowe and make a pact. Otherwise, it'll be Makerfield all over again. And what next? You know, if they lose the general election, Nigel Farage will be gone. He'll leave, and who'll take over? Who's that fellow? That chairman? It'll be him,
Oh,
and then that's it.
That's
End
absolutely
game.
right. It's very encouraging to hear you talking about it that way round as well. That reform would need to bend the need to restore, because at the end of the day, by 20, that is the direction we're going, isn't it? That, you know, restore is having a meteoric rise at the moment, and it's not surprising.
Yeah, that's it. They've got their problems still, but you know, I'm sticking with Reform, Restore, and Rupert Lowe. But for Reform to, I mean, up their game, they need to. I think they can't do it on their own. They really can't.
They've completely and utterly turned their backs on their core voters. At the end of the day, that's why they've all gone over to restore Britain straight away. So the as you spoke about the FNAT vote, yes, I believe, as you say, the FNATs are a minority, and Rupert doesn't need to pander to them. They're going to vote for him as well. At the end of the day, so are the completely far right. You know, the most racist of the people that are left in this country, which is the tiniest minority of the lot. They're going to vote for Rupert too, and it doesn't matter. Like anyone essentially right of centre needs to vote for Rupert Lowe, because it's the only way to restore our country back to its former glory.
Oh, that's it. We have to put tribal loyalties behind us. We have to unite and get these bums off the pool table, so to speak, because the country can't afford it. We can't afford a left wing government like this again.
No,
The damage they've done in the past 2 years is incalculable. People have
yeah,
suffered.
yep, could not agree more.
I,
Yeah.
I,
Could not
I,
agree
I
more.
cannot
I was
believe
born in 1980 myself, so
it.
I was 17. Unfortunately, when Tony Blair took power, I was not able to take part in the vote, and it's always frustrated me because I definitely would have voted against him.
And nobody knew what was coming. I mean, that was my first vote, Tony Blair. I wasn't political. It was just before I joined the army, because I was born in the late 70s, and all I had was Thatcher and John Major, and that's all the country ever knew.
Mm.
My generation. So people were tired of the Tories. They were up to their necks in corruption and sleaze. David Mellor, remember him, and Antonio de
I remember
Sancho.
having the debates with people like yourself at the time. There was a chap in my school that was particularly adamant about how Tony Blair was going to fix everything, but I never trusted the man.
Yeah,
I,
well,
I couldn't put my finger on it. There was, call it basic human instinct, but I never trusted him.
you had good instincts. I didn't. I wasn't even political, and little did we know the massive damage him and Brown would
I've
inflict
always
on the
been a right
country.
wing person. My parents were, right wingers and conservative voters, etc. And Tony Blair came out of nowhere, and I don't know, he just seemed like a fucking liar, and I'm good at picking him.
Yeah, well, fair play. If only we all knew. If only we all knew, we wouldn't be in this situation now.
And then I've spent my life growing up, speaking out about things and just being ignored. I wasn't happy when my hometown was turned into a little Poland. Well, they literally call it Little Poland now. If you go out at night, you don't hear an English voice anymore. It's all Polish people. I
Yeah,
wasn't happy about that, and that happened. Like 15 years ago now, or whatever it was, 16, 17 years ago. I can't even remember. I wasn't happy about that, but nobody cared.
I think the Poland.
And I've got no offense. I like the Polish people. They're culturally very similar to us. I've got Polish
Yeah,
friends. And a lot of them have integrated very, very well. But I didn't want them here. They took a lot of our jobs. They completely and utterly took over my town. All the shops are now Polish shops.
yeah.
At one point, when they first moved in, they had a sign up saying no English.
Yeah, well, there we go. I think it's a cultural and spiritual thing now. People weren't really complaining about having Ukrainian refugees come over because they shared our Christian values, our Western values, European values. They didn't take the piss. They wanted to go back home, you know.
Mm,
But the other lot, wow. I mean, wow. What can I
mm,
say? That hasn't been said.
mm, mm. Yeah, well, the other lot, they've come here with something very different on the mind, haven't they?
Oh God, conquest.
Yes, that's one way
Exactly.
to put it.
Yeah, there's no other. I mean, it's a
Mm,
conquest
mm.
takeover, and they say they're quite open about
Listen,
it.
Paz, I've been a long-term fan, and I really only came on the stream tonight just to say hello and to introduce myself. Lee and I have been chatting for a while. Sax and I have been chatting on my stream for a while. I've only really been a YouTuber now, but I've been on YouTube for 20 years. I've only really been a YouTuber for the last couple of months. So I've got involved, shall we say, and I'm enjoying myself. And I'm making really good connections. And I wanted to make a connection to you because I've been a long-term viewer.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, fair play to you, mate. Yeah, I'll subscribe to your stuff. Just keep pushing videos out. That's the name of the game. Push them out.
Exactly right, mate. Exactly
Yeah,
right.
that's all. That's the name of the game. You know, whether you're
Yeah,
getting good views or
my
bad.
phone is about to clog out of batteries, and because of the heat at the moment, I'm literally having to put it on a power bank and then stick it in the fridge.
Oh my. Dear.
So I'm going to say goodbye, and thank you very much for the conversation. And Lee, it's been a wonderful evening tonight. Listen to you chatting with Saxon Thor, and of course with Paz and our good friend Paul.
Pleasure, mate. Thank you, Bad Wolf,
Thank you very
man.
much.
Magic
See you later.
magician.
Good luck with your channel, Maka.
Thank you, mate.
Catch you
Bye bye.
soon.
Ta-ra.
Oh, bless. I mean this, Paz. Bad Wolf, he's a nice guy. Really nice guy. You should give him a look. You'll like his tunes.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds a nice fella. Has a good head on his shoulders, seemingly.
Yeah. There's another guy in here. He comes across as a very clever, wise, and you're calming as well. So, but Saxon. I wonder if Saxon's. I'll tell you what, Saxon. I'll put a link here just in case. But how are you, Pat? Are you doing all right, sir?
Yeah, I'm fine. I finished work earlier. I was having salmon with scrambled eggs for my dinner, some hot sauce, which is my favourite, and a can of Coke. I got the fan on full blast. I was going through YouTube. I thought, oh, he's on. I'll have a look. And here I am. So.
Oh, good man, good man. I'm glad you dropped on as well. It's really nice to see you here.
Oh, that's all right. I remember seeing your face in the Unite the Kingdom march. Do you remember that?
Yeah, mate. Yeah. I come up and spoke to you. That was after my cancer op. I come and spoke to
Yeah,
you.
that's it.
Because you saw the picture, the post I put up when I was in recovery.
Yes, that's it. Yeah.
I remember your message, mate. Yeah, it got me through because I was out of my nut, mate. I don't know what planet I was on.
Oh, I bet you were. Yeah.
All I remember was, hang in there, mucker. I don't know what happened to me, but I can remember Paz saying, hang in there, mucker.
I think you were the tallest fella in the crowd, weren't you?
I don't know. I'll tell you what, I never ate so much in my whole life. And by God, what a shitty day for weather and everything it was there. Eh?
It pissed it down on us. We had that bloody Ricky Doolan playing music. I was right in front of the speakers. I've got tinnitus anyway, because of what happened in Iraq and my hearing. But bloody hell, it was horrendous, absolutely horrendous. Good speeches, but could have done without Ricky Doolan and getting pissed on.
Do you know what, Ricky? Look, good luck to the geezer. I've seen some things. It's up to you, anyone to believe, but it was over the top. It was more like a whole "come by my lord" sort of thing. Getting on, it was doing the head in. You know what I mean? And as you said, I would have rather have listened to the speakers that couldn't get on.
Yeah, Cal Benjamin.
Yeah,
Cal Benjamin. Who's that young fella? Young Bob.
Young Bob.
and the fellow with the placard on him.
Yeah. He's quite big in America. He's like a guy, the placard guy, the sandwich man or something. He's called.
Yeah. So they got sacrificed for Ricky Doolan. Sorry for swearing. Ricky Doolan singing or warbling. I couldn't believe it. What a waste.
I know. I've seen some of his stuff on YouTube, and I don't know. You know, you're a God-fearing person, and you go by that. That's fair enough. But to me, he comes across as a bit of a fraud, Paz. To be honest,
You reckon?
you
I
know.
don't know much about the guy. I know he went to
Yeah,
Africa. I did something about, was it diamonds or something, or
yeah,
gold? Something, I don't
yeah.
know too much about that.
Yeah. I mean, as we all say, it's all allegations and all that, and you can't say
Mm.
things. But
Oh
uh,
yeah, yeah, of course.
the tape conversations and everything, he was properly done like Roger cooked. You know
Oh,
what I
was
mean?
he? Roger, he just
Yeah,
died, funnily enough, Roger Cook.
yeah. And he went the other day. I loved Robert Cook. You know what I mean?
I loved watching him getting beaten up by crooks and all that. Poor fella. He had cameras and security. He was allowed to keep a gun, wasn't he?
Yeah, but did you ever watch him on the Goldfinger thing?
Remind me.
Well, if you go on, I don't know whether it's on now, but I think it was on Netflix or one of them. It was about Goldfinger and what happened, and it was about Roger Cook. And the old Bill got together with Roger Cook, and they said, "Look, you're really good at what you do. So can you do what you do with your team, and then we could concentrate and try to get him on another angle?" And they worked in tandem with him. And that's why they chased him out of the restaurant. They set him up for the sting and all that. And that's why his biggest mistake was going and representing himself, got too big-headed, and that's when they sent a hitman over and dealt with him.
Oh, I didn't know. Who's Goldfinger then?
He's Palmer. He was the one that was involved with Brint's Matt.
Oh, I
He won
see.
Tenerife, and he done that. It goes an in-depth thing on him.
Yeah.
And you'll realise there's a lot more to bring to the party. But it was because he tried to retire, but he ripped off a lot of people from the Brinks mat,
Yeah.
and he weren't allowed to do that while they were away. And I'm convinced that they're the ones that done it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, and it's funny, a hitman that is employed in Eastern Europe by an Irish connection firm, right?
Yeah.
Arrives at a local airport near where he lives in the 2 weeks running up to his death. And this guy's MO was, right, if he's got a hit on you, Paz, he would be the tramp in the street, and you'll throw a couple of quid at him.
Oh, all right, yeah.
And he'd do his oboe on you from there, and then he'd do you at your most vulnerable moment and just walks off. He's done hits all over Europe.
Oh my God.
And I think they've got him in Lithuania or Slovakia at the moment, banged up. But yeah, and he was seen at Palmer's place, and everything rigs up, mate. And the police were involved in that.
Oh, were they? Oh God.
Yeah, well, look, any man that gets shot 6 times, okay, you can't put it down to a bypass operation that happened months previously. And then when the policemen arrive and the ambulance arrive, they all sort of take their time, and I don't know, there was no urgency in it.
Well, it's like the recruiting deep cut years ago. I think it was when I was in basic training. We heard about it. Bullying allegations. Some of them killed themselves, and they reckon one of these recruits shot themselves in the head 3 times.
Well, that's clever, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean that's like the one that makes me laugh is the guy that was MI5 or MI6, allegedly done himself in. But how did he get himself in the bag and zip it up?
Oh yeah.
I mean, some things are just I don't know. We're not supposed to be in it.
Oh,
Lee's gone all gangster on us. I've not gone all gangster. I was just telling about old Palmer. It was a good watch. It's nice to have some escapism, otherwise you go mad with this country.
Oh God, yeah. I used to go to live stream a few years ago. It was paranormal, and it was just great to get away from politics and just talk about ghosts and goblins and things go bump in the night. But in politics, it draws you in. Like Paul Daniels said, it makes you angry.
It does.
And it's bad for your mental health. It really is.
It is. That's why I do what I do, Paz. I mean, like, I do this live. I generate some shorts off it, and then I try to stay off it the weekend, unless something major happens. but
Yeah.
I make a point of just watching. I call it escapism. I've been watching a lot of old Minders, just
Oh Christ! Yeah.
just to escape the shit that's going on. Because every time you turn on the TV or you
Yeah.
turn on the radio or you go on YouTube, it's just misery, 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 and it's the same old thing, same people speaking the same old crap.
Yeah.
And nothing changes. I'm one of those guys. I want change, Pads. I mean, other people, it's just like they just want the misery to carry on with the earner.
Oh, like those voters in Makerfield. I mean, their mindset to vote for Labour is just, I can't get over that. That made me angry. People have a right to vote which way they choose. It's a free
Yeah,
country
cool.
so far, or kind of. They voted the way they wanted, but I don't get the mindset. I don't get it. It's like imagine you got an illness, you get rid of that illness, but then you think to make it your body better, you put the illness back in your body. That's what they effectively did in Makerfield.
I know. To be honest, I was confident, right? I mean, when they were going on, I was going, ignore it because, I thought reform would run home and we'd steal off the votes of Labour.
Yeah,
And to see what I saw, it's either people are really sick or it's really rigged.
it could be rigged. I'm not taking anything off the table. Ever since the plague, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, yeah.
You can't say the C word on here, you get penalised. But I'm not taking anything off the table.
No.
That just showed that the establishment, there's nothing they won't stoop to in order to get control of the people.
No, I totally agree with you. I'm disappointed with the whole lot of them, to be honest. Makersfield, I mean, and also they've got this guy and he's got to go off to be Prime Minister. He ain't going to do nothing for their constituency. So
No, of course not.
I do believe, Paz, I honestly believe, Tim full hat on here now, right? I think it's a fix, mate.
Could well be. It could well be. And like you said, the people of Makersfield voted him in as their MP, knowing full well he's going to be Prime Minister and he'll have nothing to do with them whatsoever. So they won't be represented at all.
No, exactly.
It's stupidity.
And he wasn't part of the mandate that got voted in with the Labour, right, on the last election. So for him to get anything passed or make a mandate for himself, he'd have to call an election, surely.
Yeah, he'll have to, but he won't. They want to stay in power as long as possible.
I think it's going to be a false flag, Paz. I think it'll be a false flag for him to stay in power, right? Starling. Yeah. And I honestly believe, I don't care what people say, right? But I'm up here and I've been looking, I've been doing my due diligence, as they say, Paz, you know what I mean, right? Yeah. Something's not adding up in Scotland with me, especially with certain individuals that are supposed to be losing their nut on rampages and all that. If you look into everything, it's just not adding up. It's not adding up.
No, nothing is. Nothing is. We've had prime ministers in 10 years.
I know.
Is it 7? 1, 2, 3. Yeah,
7.
7 prime ministers
in 10.
Yeah.
And we've got the bad credit, the worst credit rating. The only country in this world that's got one that's worse than us is Botswana.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
and
mate.
Starmer had the cheek to say today he left the country in a better place than he found it. I mean, good Lord.
I'm not being funny, Paz, right? As Paul said there, right? Paul Daniels, bless him. As Paul said there, we're not really into the politics, right? We're not being brought up in the politics schools or the families and all that, right? But I honestly believe a group of guys like we had on the chat, yourself, me, Bad Wolf, Paul, Staxon, I think us 5 guys could do a better job than Labour could ever dream of.
I've got a can of Coca-Cola in my hand. This can of Coca-Cola would do a better job of running the country than Keir Starmer or anyone from Labour. Absolutely anyone. But that's what they do. People don't want to be involved in politics. Like Paul Daniels, and they feel compelled because it's affecting their lives, and it's affecting their lives in a bad way. So they feel they don't have any choice but to get political. They get political, they attend protests, and they get so angry they start rioting. And that's what the establishment wants. They want the little people, the little man, the man on the street. They want to kick off so they can shove loads of restrictions and laws on him, just like they do in
Yeah,
China.
it's a low. They want to get the low hanging fruit, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and as they do, they will whack so many conditions on your bow that you wouldn't be able to go on any social networking. You wouldn't be able to do nothing, and that's it. You're stunned. You're shut up, as you said, just like communist China or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, Russia get it easier than us.
Yeah. Well, a good example is Alex Belfield.
Yeah.
They really. I know I've got my opinions on the fella, but they've really gone to town with him. They put stipulations on him, knowing full well he wouldn't be able to shut his own mouth, and he got himself landed in prison again. And that's what they
You
want.
said that. You
Yeah.
called it when he got that out.
I did, yeah, absolutely. You
I
can read
watched it.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as he went on Leon Tufts, I thought, that's it, he's screwed.
Your exact words were, I can more or less quote it. You said, "Who in their right mind would release this bloke with so many conditions when you know that the first thing he's going to do is break them conditions?"
Bingo. And I was right. I was absolutely
You weren't wrong.
Yeah.
But they're coming after, and then you look at all the dirt that's being flung at him. I mean, I don't know whether it's true or not. I don't know anything, but they all just freaks me out. To be honest with you, Paz, I've been in this a couple of years. I started with when Labour got into power, and the only ones like really big YouTubers that I trust are you. I like Fast Jet Performer. And then I'd say the next one would be Freedom Dad for me. I don't trust the rest. I really don't. I think a lot of people, especially when it's in the politics, I don't know whether they're bought and paid for.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I appreciate that. I appreciate your support. I really do.
Well, you don't come out as a party political broadcaster on everything you do. I mean, I've noticed your content for you, and I've followed you for a long time, as you know,
Yeah.
right? But your content's always been about a situation, a wrongdoing, a not right, and you will dig it out, and you've got a nice way of doing it with your satire and your humour, right? But there are some people that have got audiences bigger than your good self, right? That just come out and they're just like a party political broadcast. And I find that a tad disturbing.
Yeah.
You know, I know I like Restore, and I've got my Restore banner, and I keep up with Restore and all that. But continuously, even when they're wrong, you can't defend. But just some people are worrying me.
I think you've got to do humour, otherwise you'd go mad.
Yeah, you've definitely got to have some humour. I totally agree with you on that one. You've definitely got to have some humour. You've got to try not to get fall out with people as well, because that gets stressful. You know what I mean? But
yeah, on my previous channel, I used to do that. When you're new and you're getting a lot of views and followers, and if you've got no one to attack on the left, you look for people on the right to attack, and you think yourself like there's some sort of social justice right-wing warrior, which I wasn't. But I learned from that. And anyone starting off on YouTube, if you're going to pick a, how can I say this, not a community, but if you're going to pick a mindset on ideology, stick to picking on it rather than just looking for random people to pick on, because you're going to need friends on here. You're going to need social connections, but they won't come if you attack everyone. I think the only people on the right I've ever attacked are Alex Belfield. Who else? I think that's, I've called out Alex Belfield. I've called out Trevor Colt, but that was a few years ago now. We're not friends, Trevor and I. But that's That's not something I want to
Yeah.
delve into again. But I have my reasons. But it's important to, if you know, I see my opponents as the left, and that's who I'm attacking, the left, because that's who my viewers and subscribers and I have in common.
Yeah, that's. I hate it. I call it handbags at dawn and dance off when we all argue amongst ourselves. I think it's pathetic. I think it shows weakness, and I know we all get the ump with everyone and all that, but we've got to put things aside.
We
We've
do.
got to get the win. You know, no
Yeah.
matter what, we've got to get the win, and the only way I could see us getting out of this, Paz, to be honest, mate, it's coming to a stage of like, got to watch what you got to say, but it's like fixed bayonets,
Yeah.
right? And it's to a stage now where I feel if we don't get Restore in 2029,
Yeah.
it's gonna be over.
Well, I'll be
It's gonna be carnage.
Restore in 2029.
What's that?
I don't think we're going to get Restore in 2029. We're barely going to get Reform. The pair of them need to get their heads together and sort it out. Otherwise, it'll be Labour again.
Very good point. Extremely good point.
That's the way I see it. No point sugarcoating stuff either.
So, could you see a coming together of Restore and Reform?
There's a very slim chance. But the thing is, Rupert Lowe he has burnt as many bridges as possible with Reform after what they did to him. And I can understand that. You know, they tried to get him jailed. They slandered him. And they just kind of tried to ruin him, and it didn't work. And Restore has been born out of what they tried to burn, the ashes of what they tried to burn, basically. So it's not up to Rupert to pander to them. They need Rupert more than he needs them.
Yeah, and what about with UKIP in this? Because someone says here the awakened Saxon. Now, Nick Cantoni, I actually like the dude, to be honest.
Right.
I think he's a bit of a firebrand, but I honestly also believe that he's more of a street activist. But I think he could have a role to play. And he's got quite a bit of a following as well. I mean, if the rights come together, can't we all come together?
I don't know. I'm not. This might sound a bit snooty of me, but UKIP are small and insignificant. They have no clout. They have no significant following. They couldn't hope to get a council seat or an MP anywhere. Reform and Restore don't need UKIP. They don't need Nick Tenconi at all. And if people think I'm a snob saying that, I'm just looking at it as a realist where we are now. I mean, if they get a bigger following in the future, near 2029, then yeah, go for it. Get as many as we can on our side. And make a big, massive pact. But at this point in time, UKIP are insignificant. They're small, insignificant, and pointless.
See, this is what's worrying me so much, Paz, is because Katie Hopkins done a video a year ago, and she said 4 months ago, there's so many bloody parties, she couldn't even keep up with the names, and I just feel like it's too many. Sometimes less is more.
Yeah, sometimes less is more, but when that less is big, bold, brassy, popular, infamous, then fine. Like Katie Hopkins, she's big, she's a big, massive personality. But if you're someone like, again, Nick Tenconi, all right, he's a good speaker, but he's no Katie Hopkins, he's no Rupert Lowe, he's no Nigel Farage, he's no, I hate saying this, is no Richard Tice. You need people who will speak without a script. I know I speak with a script on my videos sometimes, and I write my own stuff. But before that, I was a free speaker. If you see me walking around the fields and that, I think I'm just getting lazy now. But writing a speech now just makes my video a bit more fluid. But besides the point, you need big mouths who can think on the spot and say things which resonate with people there and then. I never saw Keir Starmer speaking without a script. Did you?
No. He was like a robot. And by the way, you got the best personation of him you have.
Oh, thank
God,
you very much, Lois. I
Thanks, yeah.
really, really appreciate that. I'll pass that on to my boyfriend, I mean wife.
And Rachel. Some things make me laugh, but when you crack me up with that one, oh Jesus, what a twat he is. I want, so as you said, you see, you've been in the game a lot longer than me, Mucker, and I understand that with UKIP, but I am so scared of a socialist, Marxist, left-wing government that I'd make unholy alliances to get the win on this, Paz, to be honest, to stop this. I can't see another term of Labour.
I can't see it either, but again, it's the Makerfield election that worries me. Reform should have won that on paper. You've got Keir Starmer as Prime Minister, the most unpopular Prime Minister in living memory. Unpopular policies, two-tier justice, two-tier policing. What else? The Lord Ali thing where he was buying clothes for him and his wife. Mandelson affair, everything. And they still voted Labour. They still voted for that.
Do you know this is? I know. God, I sound like a conspiracy here, big madness. But I've been looking down the channel of what's happened with Keir Starmer, and he was at the G7 summit, right?
Yeah.
Now he got belittled by the Orangeman, Don, right?
Oh, the God Emperor, peace be upon him.
Yeah, so whatever he wants to call himself this week, but he got thingy. But what I have heard through the grapevines, that there was just him and the one that likes event boys in the room, and he handed over a dossier to him and said, "Have a look." And now these files ain't supposed to be going out until 2035, but they've already going. And he got told that he's got 48 hours to go, or it's coming out. Now, within them pages, he was sitting at the CPS at the time, and we all know that he's set on Jimmy Fiddler and all the letters to the rape gangs. But during that period of him being the head of that CPS, a serving prime minister, there's two prime ministers that come under this time frame, and that is a Brown and that is a Cameron. And supposedly they were on the flight list to some man's island.
All right.
And the man, they've got it in black and white, that overlooked this and didn't bring in nothing to it was a Mr. Certain rent boy lover. And they've got the facts on him.
Oh, okay.
And that's what I heard. And that's why, if you think about it, what did Trump come out and say at the weekend before everyone was talking about it? You know what was X like, Paz? I know you go get X with your news as well. But everyone was saying, you know, is he going to resign? Is he going to resign? And then Trump comes out, the Orangeman, and says he'll be gone.
He did. That's right, he did. But Starmer, just a few days earlier, said he was going to fight any challenge to his premiership, and all of a sudden, Trump comes out, says Starmer's going to be gone. He's going to resign, and he does. So make you will.
Exactly. It's just what it's just. You know, as you know, mate, you look into things and it could just carry on and it snowballs and it snowballs. But I stopped and I looked at that, and then I thought about the comments that he made, and he said, and and I quote, he said, he will be gone by Monday.
Yeah.
Well, like, it's up to him. And then, I mean, you see what you said about that Durham bloke. You said, yeah, he's a liberal.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, you know, and I know a lot of people got things about America. I love America, right? And I've got my reasons for that. Okay, but thank God we've got America with us at the moment, and that's all I can say, because God help us where we'd be.
Yeah, I mean, I was in America back in late January, February. I was in Florida for 2 weeks, and I was telling the other half, my God, this country's far better than Britain. I would live here. I would live in Florida, America, no problem.
So would I. So would I, mate. I'd go tomorrow. I've already applied to Donald Trump for asylum. I've said to him, I don't want a house or any welfare, but I'm hoping to get a payoff from Mahmood on the way out to relocate my family. I'm gone. I'm going.
Yeah,
I
I
love
think
America. I got married in America. I've had fun in America. I've been quite a few places in America, and I like them boys.
they've even
Right?
got plastic straws. We couldn't believe it. We were in a
Yeah.
night every morning, and they got plastic straws. I said to the wife, "Bloody hell, look at this!" You know. And the waitress said, "What's the matter? We're not allowed plastic straws in the UK." Why the hell not? Well, for the environment, isn't it? Yeah, and they just go mushy, so you can't finish your drink. But I think that's the first time I've finished a milkshake in years, and that's because the straw didn't bloody go mushy.
That's what Trump said when he said he'll get in power, because we was all laughing, me and the Veterans Centre, because he said the first thing he's going to do is get plastic straws back, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
one of my mates, Will, he's went out and bought about 30 grand's worth, and he's sat on a warehouse full of straws, and he's going, Trump's going to make them legal.
Oh, dear.
So, but no, it's a funny place we find ourselves in. And as I say, look, we've been here 3.5 hours, guys. Bloody hell.
Oh,
I feel
blimey.
like an athlete. It's
What
bloody
time?
hot, isn't it?
Oh, it's 5 to 12, right? I got to go, Macca.
Listen, Paz, listen, you're welcome anytime, mate, all right?
Oh, thank you.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right? And God bless you and your family and all that, mate, and stay safe and watch yourself. And
Yeah.
stop stumbling on your lives. You're worse than me.
Oh, I'm terrible. My life's terrible. I need to make more, but there we go. Anyway, nice to see you. Thanks for having me on. And
Paz, God
good,
bless you, man.
good night,
All
chap.
right?
Catch you later. Look after yourselves. Bye,
See
bye.
you later, brother. Thank you. Thank you so much. How nice of him. Right, guys. Right, Paul. You lunatic. I love you. All right, Craig, lovely seeing you all there. Listen, guys, it's lovely seeing every one of you here, but I am dying for a hit and a miss, right? And we've been here 3.5 hours. I've never done a live like this. And to all you guys, I get an option later on to generate some small shorts out of AI on this. So you can do me for copyright, but I don't give a shit. I won't put nothing bad, but I'll try to do it because, as I said to Paz, I'll try to bring it down now. But all stay strong. Remember, guys, you ever need anything, just reach out. I love you all. Thanks for all tuning in. And that was brilliant. Thank you all. And Sax, mate, I'm getting you on the next one because I think you're a man that's full of untold knowledge. And thank you all for agreeing and disagreeing. And we'll get there in the end. I love you all. God bless you all. And I'll see you soon. Bye-bye. Oh, I'll play an intro. Here goes. Oh, was it an outro? Sorry, not an intro.